Yo, I'm in the zone when the big blocks rumble. Slide in the slick, watch the quick line crumble. MDiTV got the heat in the tunnel. Boost in the stream, better tighten that buckle. Dirt flying, wide ties grinding. Slide job city, full send, no hiding. Modified beast, you can't fake that tone. It's a full barrel growl and it shakes your dome. Big block, we bring the thunder. Big block, straight out of the under. Big block, tear up the clay. If you ain't built tough, better get out the way. From Brewerton down to the Port Royal gates, I'm shifting fate when I rotate plates. Got torque in the veins and hate in the dust. It's checkers or wreckers and slide we trust. I ain't here for a cruise or a cameo. I'm throwing sliders like Mario. Red flag rage when I rage the show. Tech with the flow when the wheels go roll. Big block, full send savage. Big block, dirt track havoc. Big block, hear that scream. Built not bought, it's a racer's dream. Shout out to the warriors in the pits. Wrench turners, heat burners, slide with the blitz. MDiTV, yeah, we lit on stream. When the big blocks roll, you know what it means.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We are here at Williams Grove as they are getting into qualifying. A little bit late here tonight. Don't mind me. 50 laps here tonight at Williams Grove. Then we have the super late models. I believe they're at Cedar Lake. And then we have ARCA at I-55. And I forget where the UMPs are. But we got a bunch of action here tonight. What's up, Karen? What's up, Karen? So cars out on the track right now. We are on with Kenny Cudney. Let's see who all we got in here. I didn't even look. We got 26 cars, 18 spots here for tonight's race. We are definitely sending a few people home here tonight. Brandon Barnhart out there. Caleb Durgan out on the track. Durgan's definitely going to be one to watch out for. Let's see. Tyler Ducharme making an appearance again. He is definitely quick at this one. Let's see who else is in here. Matt Severance in here. We haven't seen him in a while. Nick Ham, Curtis Griffin, Nick Brundage, Matthew Watts. Definitely a bunch of big hitters out here as Cudney comes around to complete lap number 2. What's up, XX2 Acer? 123XX, what's up? What's up? As Caleb Durgan going to take the quick time with a 20.409. Tyler Ducharme out there in that number 25 machine as he heads through turn number 3 and 4. Let's see what kind of just Acer, I know. As he comes across the line, it is going to be quick time with a 20.393 out of Tyler Ducharme. So Ducharme out there with the quick time. Ethan Bill out on the track in the number 14 machine. Heard he had an up and down weekend at the racetrack this weekend. See how he's able to do here tonight at Williams Grove as he's going to come across the line. Oh, to start lap number 1 right now, Brandon Barnhart third quick, Aaron Rockefeller fourth quick, Cudney down to the number 5 spot. Can Ethan Bill bounce himself up into the number 5? Yeah, you got way more letters and numbers around your name than you were before, Acer. I've been doing pretty good. Ethan Bill going to jump up to the number 4 spot. Gav Sheehan in the number 5 position. Let's see. We got Jordan LaFon out there. Matthew Watts. Randy Johnston out in the track in the number 5 machine. Can he shake up the party up at the front of the field? Oh, you're good. No worries. Oh, he got sideways out of turn number 4. I don't know why he didn't just bail out. That's going to kill his time. He's going to be 24th quickest on the chart. Oh, my God. He got so loose out of turn at number 4. Here's Matthew Watts coming across the line. He could be quick here tonight. He's going to be 19th quick on the board with a 20.720. Yeah, I was reading. It sounded like it was a chaotic night. Definitely some wrecks that happened that helped get him up through the field. He started 24th, I guess. And then the confusion on the scales. Someone's going to eat. Well, yeah, that's almost a guarantee somebody's going to eat the opening at Williams Grove. Let's get ready for heat race number 1. Starting on the pole here tonight in the number 25 machine, it's going to be Tyler Ducharme. Outside of him in the number 3, it's going to be Matt Severance. Starting inside row number 2 in the number 14 machine, it's going to be Ethan Bill. Outside of him in the number 5, it's going to be Gav Sheehan. Starting inside row number 3 in the 916, it's going to be Nick Brundage. Outside of him, I believe in the number 18, it's going to be Aaron Rockefeller. Starting inside row number 4 in the number 22 machine, it's going to be Curtis Griffin. Outside of him in the number 2, it's going to be Kieran Roundtree. Starting inside row number 5 in the number 97, we don't see him much in the big block openers anymore. It's going to be T. Clem. Outside of him in the number 11, it's going to be Matthew Watts. I'm assuming he's in the number 11. Looks that way from here. Inside row number 6 here tonight in that number 9 machine, it's going to be Joseph Matthews. Outside of him in the 727, it's going to be Tyson Banks. Then rounding out the field here tonight in that number 13 spot, it's going to be the 213 of Jim Boniface. Let's see. Let me get caught up. I don't have Forza. I do not have Forza. This is top split official. I mean, as long as you're a C-class, you should be able to make it, but you got to be like a high 4K to make this race. Oh, you forgot my name. All right, down into turn number 3 and 4. We got them stacked up here. I kind of got them stacked up into turn number 3 and 4. They're going to get the one to go at the line this time by. You know, if I was a betting man, I would have to say that Tyler Ducharme is going to be hard to beat here tonight in that number 25 machine. He is always quick here tonight. I see Buono did not make an appearance. He said he doesn't even have the game anymore, but it would have been good to see him. I was not at Brewerton. No, I wasn't. I don't get to get out as much to the races as I'd like to. Hopefully that is going to change soon, next season for sure. As we got him stacked up down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. When will Tyler Ducharme fire him off? I got to imagine he's going to go a little bit earlier as the pace truck is off. They're into turn number 3. Tyler Ducharme on the gas. Green flag is out. Big heat, definitely a big heat as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Top 7 going to transfer through. Ducharme going to keep the lead into turn number 1 and 2. Severance holding strong on the outside, but here comes Ethan Bill down low. He's got a sliding line down the back straightaway looking for 3 and 4. So a little bit of pre-gen here tonight in that track. That's going to make it awfully interesting. Not a single file, I don't assume, as we've seen in the past, as T-Clem gets knocked sideways out of turn number 4 as Joseph Matthews is in the wall down the front straightaway. So Matthews has a broken right front as they come down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. Ducharme with 4/10 of a second into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes E-Bill down low out of turn number 4. Oh, we got one around. One around. It's going to be Matthew Watts and Aaron Rockefeller going to the back of the field. That's going to move Roundtree and Griffin into a transfer spot. So Griffin in a transfer spot. So is Roundtree. They got quite a bit of space behind them. They just need to keep it clean at this point as they head into turn at number 3 and 4. When do we run again? When am I running again? Well, I stream every Monday and Thursday guaranteed. We do have a asphalt series that's going to be coming up on Tuesdays here soon. But right now, Mondays and Thursdays are my days. And then every once in a while I get on. Here comes that battle for second as they come out of turn number 4. 4 laps in the books, 4 laps to go. Here comes E-Bill down low on Severance. He's going to roll that bottom side. Severance going to get the run out. Oh, where are we running next? I believe it's, where are they? Where are the late models? Oh, yeah. Let's see. Where are the supers running this week? Supers are at Cedar. Then we have I-55 for the ARCA Dirt Series. And then Lucas Oil for the UMPs. That's tonight. That's tonight's race. Yeah, I get it. Those are tonight's races. Oh, E-Bill trying to get that advantage into turn number 3 and 4. They're side by side for second, side by side for fourth as they come down the front straightaway as they get 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go down into turn number 1 and 2. Severin's going to fall back. E-Bill takes that number 2 spot. He's Severin's with Gav Sheehan to the outside. Severin's going to send it in. Slides up the track. Parks it on his nose. Oh, no! Sheehan turned around as he gets contact from behind. Now we got a battle for that final transfer spot. Boniface is in as they come down the front straightaway. 1 lap to go into turn number 1 and 2. Boniface on the bubble. Tyler Ducharme way out in front. Let's go watch the battle for the final transfer spot. Down the front back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Boniface has it. Tyson Banks and T. Clem want it as they come out of turn number 4. It's going to be Ducharme, Ethan Bill, Severance, Brundage, Griffin, Roundtree, and Boniface going to tonight's feature. Banks, T. Clem, Sheehan, Watts, Rockefeller, and Matthews going to the Consi. Who's my favorite driver in real life? I don't know if I have a favorite. I like racing. Yeah, you probably will make that top split over on the Supers. You know, I find it kind of hard not to like Tim Sears, but I like a lot of those guys out there. They're all fun to watch in their own way. I mean, I wouldn't say I was a Williamson or Shepard fan, but I mean, they're great drivers. Let's go. Damian Ward has a little bit of work. He's going to be starting deep in the field here tonight. Let's go ahead and hit up that starting lineup. Starting on the pole here tonight in heat race number 2 is going to be the number 17 of Caleb Durgan. Outside of him in the number 34, it's going to be Brandon Barnhart. Starting inside row number 2, it's going to be the number 11, it looks like, tonight, of Aaron Langley. Outside of him in the 45 JR, it's going to be Nicholas Ham. Starting inside row number 3 in the 144, it's going to be Jordan LaFon. Outside of him in the number 25, it's going to be Kenny Cudney. Starting inside row number 4 in the number 3 machine, it's going to be Nathan Brown. Outside of him in the 27, it's going to be Michael Swank. It's Top Split Official. Starting inside row number 5 in the number 83 machine, it's going to be Matt Schaefer. Outside of him in the 924, it's going to be Ben Jolly. Starting inside row number 6 in the number 32 machine, it's going to be a fan favorite, Davian Ward. Outside of him in the number 36, it's going to be Ragin' Ray Ramey. Then rounding out the field here tonight in that number 5 machine, it's going to be Randy Johnston. 8 laps here tonight in heat race number 2 as they come across the line. They're going to get 1 to go as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Top 7 transfer through. We saw a little bit of drama in heat race number 1. Will that transfer into heat race number 2? Got a couple big names deep in this field as they look for turn number 3 and 4. Going to be Durgan and Barnhart on that front row. When is Durgan going to fire off? Green flag is out as they come out of turn number 4. Durgan going to get on the gas as they come down the front straightaway. Big lead on Langley and Barnhart as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Barnhart going to hold strong. Tries to take that number 2 spot away from Langley as they come out of turn number 2. We'll keep that number 2 spot. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. He's going to do that as they are side by side behind these guys, Cudney and Ham. They're going to make contact as it looks like the 25 of Kenny Cudney trying to make moves down on the bottom. Cudney making moves in that number 25. Oh, he makes contact with Ham. Ham is sideways out of turn 2. Big save for Nicholas Ham as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Cudney takes that number 4 spot. Ham slides up almost into the door of that number 25 as they come out of turn number 4. This is Top Split Official. Oh, contact as Ham goes around. Oh, no. It's going to be Swank going in the spin cycle down the back straightaway. He's going to make contact with Damian Ward and Ragin' Ray. Ray going to be backed into the fence as they come out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway to turn number 1 and 2. 3 laps complete. Things have calmed down up at the front now as Ham is still alive in that number 6 spot in the 45 JR. Battle's going to be for 7th, that final transfer spot. It is going to be Nathan Brown on the outside, Matt Schaefer down low as they come out of turn number 4. It's top split official. The only thing I have tonight that is open hosted is going to be the ARCA Dirt cars. So that'll be at 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. There's no class restrictions on that. As they head, and they'll be at I-55. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Battle for that final transfer spot. Nick Ham right now in the number 6 spot. He's got Nathan Brown all over the back of him as they head into 1 and 2. Battle for second starting to heat up. We got a blinker there as Langley going to blink out down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. This could be interesting if he pops back up. He's rolling that bottom side as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. It might not count as lap as they head into 1 and 2. Oh, he popped back just in time. Barnhart going to keep that number 2 spot. Langley going to go back to work. Look at this battle for the transfer spot right now. Or no, that's for first person. That's for second in the Consi as here comes Johnston. Johnston can't clear the slider. He makes contact with Ben Jolly. He's going to fall back to the number 10 spot. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Down the back straightaway. Battle for second into turn number 3 and 4. Langley down low. Barnhart up high. But it's all Caleb Durgan out front out of turn number 4. He's going to take the win. Appreciate it, Jacob. Down the front straightaway, it is going to be Barnhart, Langley, Cudney, LaFawn, Ham, and Brown going to the feature. Schaefer, Jolly, Johnston, Ward, Remy, and Swank going to the LCQ. Yes, correct. My dirt series for the ARCA is there's no cap. No cap. Look at that. LaFawn made it through a heat race. He didn't have to go to the LCQ. Good job, LaFawn. All right, starting on the pole here tonight in the LCQ in the 727, it's going to be Tyson Banks. Outside of him in the 83, it's going to be Matt Schaefer. Man, there are some hitters in this consi. Starting inside row number 2 in the number 97 machine, it's going to be T Clem. Outside of him in the 924, it's going to be Ben Jolly. Oh, we got a pair of 5s in row number 3 on the inside. It's going to be Gav Sheehan. Outside of him, it's going to be Randy Johnston. Inside row number 4 in the number 11 machine, it's going to be Matthew Watts. Outside of him in the number 32, it's going to be Damian Ward. Inside row number 5 in that number 18 machine, it's going to be Aaron Rockefeller. Outside of him, it's going to be Raging Ray Remy. Inside row number 6 to round out the field here tonight in that number 9 machine, it's going to be Joseph Matthews. Outside of him in the number 27, it's going to be Michael Swank. I'll tell you what, I would not want to be in this heat race knowing that if I don't finish top 4, I'm not going. And this is going to be a wild heat race. The feature sounds like it's going to be pretty wild too. They're getting pretty toxic in the race chat. We'll see how that goes here tonight as they come out of turn number 2. They're going to get 1 to go at the line. Make sure you wave it to your favor because this might be the last time you see him here tonight as they head down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Out of turn number 4. They're going to get that 1 to go this time by. Pace truck leads them down the front straightaway one last time. Make sure you wave to your favorite driver because they might not be going farther than this. They might not be going farther than turn number 1. We're about to find out how desperate these guys might be as they head into turn number 1 and 2, looking for that green flag. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They're getting pretty wild out there. Hold on, I want to go grab something real quick. I want to put this... Green flag is out as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Banks going to lead them into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Schaefer and Jolly. They're going to take it 3 wide. Here comes T-Clum to the bottom. 3 wide per second down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. T-Clum tries to keep it there, but Jolly's going to slam that door. They're going to split them into turn number 3 and 4. The 5's making it in front of T-Clum. It's going to be Gav Sheehan and T-Clum, or Gav Sheehan and Johnston transferring into a transfer spot. Oh, we got one around. He is around on the back straightaway. It is going to be Raging Ray into turn number 1 and 2. Damian Ward all the way back now to that number 10 spot as they come out of turn at number 4 down the front straightaway. Battle's going to be for third as Tyson Banks leads the way. Schaefer in second. Watts coming out of nowhere trying to slide. T-Clum going to keep the spot out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. 3 laps complete when they come across the line. We are going to be pushing it for the supers tonight. We might only make it to the feature. Such a big track. Down into turn number 1 and 2. D Ward throwing a big slider back there, trying to keep that number 8 spot. He's got to get up to 4th to have a chance. He might need some contact and a little bit of help as they come out of turn number 4. It's going to be 4 laps complete. 4 laps complete as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Damian Ward trying to reel in these guys up front. Here comes Sheehan looking low on Johnston. Can't put it there as here comes T-Clum just behind him. He's got to be careful making those moves. Could open the door for the 97 as they come out of turn number 4. Here comes T-Clum stalking that final transfer spot into turn number 1 and 2. Gets up underneath Sheehan. Can't get it to stick. Sheehan going to get the run out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Big run for T-Clum, though. Heading for turn number 3. He's going to go to the bottom in 3 and 4. T-Clum going to slide up the track. A little bit of contact between Schaefer and Johnston for that number 2 spot. They make contact down the front straightaway. It's going to be 4 laps to go into 1 and 2. Johnston with the slide into turn number 1 and 2. Cut down by Schaefer out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Schaefer going to try to put it in, but Johnston going to shut that door through turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be 3 laps to go as Tyson Banks leads the way down the front straightaway. Here comes T-Clum looking for that final transfer spot. Shoves it into turn number 1 and 2. Slides up the track. Sheehan to his outside out of turn 2. Down the back straightaway. Drag race looking for turn number 3. Down into turn number 3 and 4. T-Clum going to shove it up underneath once again. Can he get the run out of turn number 4? He's definitely putting up a battle there, but no place to throw the slide as they come out of turn 4 down the front straightaway. I'll tell you what, we got some company for that transfer spot. Here comes D Ward in the 32. He's going to get up underneath Swank. Oh, he might have caught the inside wall there out of turn number 2. Down into turn number 3 and 4. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Will they hold on for one more lap, or will we see chaos? 1 lap to go down into 1 and 2. Here comes T-Clum. T-Clum going to slide it up. Almost makes contact with Sheehan. They keep it straight out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. T-Clum up underneath. Will he be able to shove it into turn number 3 and 4? Sheehan going to play a little defense. Pitches him down. They make contact. T-Clum puts him in the wall. Out of turn number 4. They're wrecking behind him. It's going to be Tyson Banks, Randy Johnston, Matt Schaefer, and T-Clum going to the feature here tonight. Everybody else is going home. That's D Ward, Swank, Sheehan, Matthews, Rockefeller, Watts, Jolly, and Ramey all going home here tonight. That was insane. All right, let's go ahead. I want to put something up on the screen. Give me 1 second here. Where's it at? There it is. People always asking where else I'm streaming at, so we're going to go ahead and put that up in the top right-hand side there. So all the socials will be there. Let's go ahead and hit up tonight's starting lineup. Starting on the pole here tonight in the number 25 machine, it's going to be Tyler Ducharme. Outside of him in the number 17, it's going to be Caleb Durgan. Starting inside row number 2 in the number 14 machine, it's going to be Ethan Bill. Outside of him in the number 34, it's going to be Brandon Barnhart. Starting inside row number 3 in the number 3, it's going to be Matt Severance. Outside of him in the number 11, it's going to be Aaron Langley. Starting inside row number 4 in the 916, it's going to be Nick Brundage. Outside of him in the number 25, it's going to be Kenny Cudney. Starting inside row number 5 in that number 22 machine, it's going to be Curtis Griffin. Outside of him in the 144, it's going to be Jordan LaFawn. Starting inside row number 6 in the number 2 machine, it's going to be Kieran Roundtree. Outside of him in that number 45 JR, it's going to be Nicholas Ham. Inside row number 7 in the number 213, it's going to be Jim Boniface. Outside of him in the number 3, it's going to be Nathan Brown. Starting inside row number 8 in the 747, it's going to be Tyson Banks. Outside of him in the number 5, it's going to be Randy Johnston. Starting inside row number 9 here tonight in the number 83, it's going to be Matt Schaefer. Outside of him, it's going to be the 97 of T. Clem. Tyler Ducharme going to bring him into turn at number 3 and 4. Yeah, it should be. It should be. You are not wrong. What's up, Reed? Green flag is out as they come out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway to turn number 1 and 2. Tyler Ducharme going to lead him as Caleb Durgan sits in that number 2 spot. Here comes E-Bill looking low on Durgan. Can't get it to stick. He's got to deal with Barnhart to the outside down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Down into turn number 3 and 4 side by side for that number 3 spot. I'll tell you what, E-Bill's got that thing rolling down on the bottom side as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Durgan peeking down low in that number 17 as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway, still side by side for third. Oh, Severance into the outside wall. He keeps it straight as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway, Durgan's going to easily secure that number 2 spot as Barnhart moves up to third. E-Bill back to the number 4 spot as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Long race here as we got contact in the back. Looked like Boniface turned around. Caution flag comes out. I don't know what happened to Griffin. Let's see what happened to Boniface. Oh, no. Nathan Brown gets into the back of Boniface, turns him around, shoved it in there a little too deep. Boniface going to pay the price for Brown's mistake, and we are going to re-rack him, restack him here once again. Go, Curtis, go. Oh, that might be bad news for Curtis Griffin. I'll tell you what, people are known for incident pointing out at this track, so he might grab himself a couple spots anyway. We'll see how that straightens itself out when we go back green flag. Tyler Ducharme leading the field here tonight. Oh, it didn't want him to pass the pace car yet. It probably will. As they come across the line. Is it 1 to go? It's 2 to go. We'll see if it gives them the wave around next time by. How's everybody doing on their Monday night? You guys having a good night out there? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat as they come out of turn number 2. Mojo Gaming, by the way, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. I know I got to get those notifications up over here. Appreciate it, Jacob. All right, let's see if we can get a good green flag run here. We got supers going up here pretty quickly tonight. 50 laps here at Williams Grove. Pacing is going to definitely kill our opportunity to watch that one. As they come across the line, it is 1 to go to green. Let's see if Griffin's got to go around. He is going around. As they head into 1 and 2, let's see if that puts Griffin back on the lap with the rest of the field. Hopefully it does. You know, I do that a lot. I do that a lot. I put up streams in the shower all the time. I always put something on anyway, especially if it's somebody I know that's streaming. You got to keep the towel near the shower, though, so you can wipe off your hands and make a comment once in a while, right? Looking for the green flag. Out of turn number 4, green flag is out as Ducharme's on the gas. Ducharme going to lead him down the front straight away. Caleb Durgan with a great start. Stays on that back bumper of the number 25 as they head into turn at number 1 and 2. E-Bill now on the high side. Let's see if he can take advantage and move into that number 3 spot like Barnhart did as Durgan going to look down low into turn number 3. Here comes Durgan looking for the lead into turn number 3 and 4. Trying to get around Ducharme. Can't quite do it. Gets back in line. They're 3 wide for third out of turn number 4. I'll tell you what, where the hell did Cudney come from? In that number 25, Kenny Cudney on the move out of turn number 2. Cudney going to be all over the back of E-Bill into turn number 3 and 4. Already made his way around Barnhart looking for more jumps to the outside out of turn number 4 as we got contact between the leaders as Durgan looks up underneath Ducharme. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Cudney has that outside rolling. Here he comes on the outside of E-Bill as Durgan looks low on Ducharme. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Ducharme going to slide up the track as Durgan rolls the bottom side. Who's going to lead this time by? It's going to be new race leader at the line. Durgan had him at the line into turn number 1 and 2. Durgan going to roll through 1 and 2. He's going to have the lead out of turn number 2. Will Ducharme try to get up underneath him? He looks underneath him. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Durgan to the point, but here comes Ducharme back down low out of turn number 4. Drag race down the front straightaway. Durgan going to keep the lead that time by Ducharme. Has to fall in line as we got chaos for third on back as Cudney moves his way up into that number 3 spot. I'll tell you what, watch that 25. He's got some serious speed here tonight as they head through turn number 3 and 4. He might be the fastest car on the track as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Here comes Ducharme back down low. Ducharme going to look down low, up underneath Durgan as they head through turn at number 1 and 2. Durgan going to take that momentum on the outside. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. They got to watch that opening. It's so easy to clip, especially with your right rear. As they head through turn number 3 and 4, Durgan going to keep the lead this time by. Here comes Cudney in that number 25 into turn number 1 and 2. Cudney definitely with some speed. We got a pair of 25s about to battle for that number 2 spot as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Durgan running slider. I love this track. These lines, they're so versatile. You can see people running 2 or 3 different lines into each corner. The top side, slider, cut down, bottom side. I mean, these guys will be all over the place as they come down the back straightaway as they stick it out wide. Almost seen a couple of them hit the wall that time by. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Cudney putting the pressure on Ducharme out of turn number 4. Now Ducharme's giving that pressure to Durgan. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Durgan going to slide up the track. Here comes Ducharme rolling the bottom. We got a car down low. Caution flag comes out. Caution flag comes out. Let's see if we can figure out what happened here. Severance had some contact there. Is that going to stack? No, Schaefer into the back of Johnston. Griffin nowhere to go. He's going to get him back as Schaefer. Those guys go around. Caution flag comes out. Second caution flag of the night here. 11 laps in the books. I'll tell you what, let's watch out for that number 25, that blue and white number 25. He has definitely got some speed. Kenny Cudney up there in the mix. Ethan Bill back in the number 4 spot. Don't count him out. And Barnhart is usually pretty quick in that number 34. They're open set. It's top split official, Mojo. Top split official. Hopefully we make it to the supers. That's coming up next at Cedar Lake. Then we got ARCA Dirt at I-55. That is open hosted, fixed setup if you guys are interested in running. First 24 in that server get the run. We are keeping points. Looks like Griffin's on pit road. You know, I had some extra stuff up the other day because I was watching Moody. I was spotting for Moody, and I don't think we need to know who pits here. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'll make the feature anyway. I got 8 minutes before they get into heat race number 1, so if these guys can get it together, we'll definitely make it. We might miss a heat race. We won't miss it all though. All right, we got them stacked up 2 by 2. Looks like we're going green flag this time by Durgan at the point for this restart. Will he be able to hold on, or Ducharme put the pressure on him? And I'll tell you what, his teammate Kenny Cudney right there too. All right, let's jump up here as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Look at that, LaFon having a good run down in that number 9 spot. Hoping to get a top 5 here tonight, right in there, that top 10. He's got to feel good about that as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Green flag is out. Green flag is out as Durgan gets on the gas down the front straightaway, looking for turn number 1 and 2. He's going to slide it in. Ducharme goes to the top side, gets the wall. That's going to slow him down. He might be 3 wide per second out of turn number 2. E-Bill got a great run up on that top side. Might have been a little contact between him and Cudney. Both of them keep it straight through turn number 3 and 4 as we got a pile up in turn number 3 and 4 as it looks like Randy Johnston. Oh, we got more contact out of turn 4. Caution flag comes out. Multiple situations in turn number 3 and 4 there. Let's go take a look and see what set this one off. Oh, big stack up. Big stack up ahead of these guys. Looks like Brundage maybe. Let's go jump on. Let's go jump on with Brundage and take a look. Yeah, just a big stack up there. Catching the field up, few guys. Randy Johnston, big impact into the outside wall as we get more contact further up, as it looked like Barnhart might have cut down on Jordan LaFon there. Okay, so let's see. You're new to iRacing, always run at a buddy's, but finally, okay. C-Class and Dirt. All right, so, yeah, so basically it's just, it'll go, they split it based on, it could only be like a 26-car split, for example, in the big blocks. But they'll split it out even. So if there's 60 people registered, it would put the top 20 guys in the first split, middle 20 guys in the second split, lower 20 guys in the bottom split, for example. Openers are usually a little bit more packed, so there might be more splits and more cars, but that's just a rough example. Just to give you an idea, let's see. The lowest I rating in this split is a 4730, and that is Nathan Brown. Just to give you an idea. All right, these guys going to come across the line. It is going to be hopefully 1 to go as they head into turn number 1 and 2. 13 laps in the books. Going to be 14 complete when they take the green flag. I appreciate it. You know, I've never really had anybody do that for me. I've been doing it a long time. I've been hoping to get somebody to get some good clips because it's, you know, I'm a single dad, so it's hard for me to go back through everything and get it all together. So I appreciate it. Make sure you clip some stupid shit I say, because I definitely do that once in a while. All right, looking for the green flag as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Green flag is out as Durgan's on the gas. Great jump by Durgan. Great jump by Cudney. He's going to stick that nose up underneath Ducharme as they head into 1 and 2. Now gets in line. Here comes E-Bill, and look at this. Who's that down on the bottom side? That's Langley in that number 11. Not used to that paint scheme. A little bit of contact between Langley and E-Bill as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Out front, it is all Durgan as LaFon's up into the wall. They are trying to wreck at the back of the pack real bad. They keep it straight down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Back up to the front, it's going to be Ducharme in that number 2 spot, trying to hold off Cudney and E-Bill. E-Bill all over the back of Cudney, down into turn number 3 and 4. He's going to dive it up underneath as they head through 3 and 4. Rolls the bottom out of turn 4, down the front straightaway. Battle for third, down into turn number 1 and 2. E-Bill going to throw the slide into turn number 1 and 2. Cudney going to come back with the cut down out of turn 2, down the front back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Watch that wall. That will bite someone here tonight as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Cudney slides up the track, running out of room, makes a little contact. E-Bill gives them the room as they come out of turn number 4. Matt Severance is B class, but you just got to be C class with a high enough I rating is basically what it breaks down to. To me, the safety rating means a lot less than I rating. We got a battle for the lead as Ducharme looking up underneath Durgan out of turn number 4. Drag race looking for turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Ducharme. Big slide into 1 and 2. Cut down by Durgan. Easy cut down by Durgan as they come out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Takes that lead back. Ducharme gets back in line out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Going to be 19 laps complete. Cudney in that number 3 spot as E-Bill has fallen back to 4th. Here comes Langley and Roundtree as they head through 1 and 2. Langley looking low on E-Bill. Brundage trying to move his way up in that 916. He's going to blink out through turn number 3 and 4. That could cause some issues as they come out of turn 4, down the front straightaway, looking for turn number 1 and 2. Slide job by Ducharme for the lead, cut down by Durgan. They got a big enough lead to try a few things out here. You can see Ducharme definitely trying to wear down that number 17 experience. Could play a role, but, it's going to be hard to make Durgan make a mistake as they come down the front straightaway looking for 1 and 2. Durgan going to roll the bottom through turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Ducharme trying to get the run, but Durgan actually gets a little separation. Ducharme going to close it a little. Going into turn number 3, definitely carried more speed in, but Durgan takes advantage out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. He's going to have the lead with 0.3 of a second heading into turn number 1 and 2. Ducharme definitely looking for something a little bit different there. We're going to go back here and watch that battle for 4th on back as it is definitely starting to intensify. Got E-Bill has it. Langley in that number 5 spot. Brundage and Roundtree battling it out for the number 5 position as they come out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway looking for 1 and 2. Ducharme all over the back of Durgan up at the front. He's actually getting down low, down the back straightaway. Could 3 be the place to make that move? He doesn't make it. Gets back in the line into turn number 3 and 4. Look for that cut down. Hard cut down out of turn 4, down the front straightaway. Looking for 1 and 2. Caution flag comes out. All right, so Brundage might have had an issue here. He was definitely blinking out. Oh, blinked out there. Yeah. Blinked out there. Oh, he moved down a little bit. So, in all fairness, Roundtree really didn't know where he was going to be when they came out. He kind of reappeared right on his nose as they come down the back straightaway. Brundage trying to get away from that wall. Roundtree just trying to keep his line moving up a little bit. They make contact, and Roundtree goes in the spin cycle, heading for turn number 3. Oh, backs into the wall, but that shouldn't be a big deal. He should be all right and be able to get back out on the track and still battle it out. What's up, buddy? What's up? Matt rooting for Durgan out there. Hold on. We got to play your clip. Hold on. Let me go over here to my soundboard. Here you go. You ready for this?
Once the top slicks off, you're going to see Daddy running the bottom, putting sliders on.
All right. Durgan's on lock. Can you I am hosting a race later. 9:15. ARCA Dirt will be going up. First 24 in there get to run. It is labeled ARCA Dirt, broadcasted MDiTV now, and then all the channels. But if you look up ARCA Dirt, you'll find it. You recognize that name? I think a lot of us, that is an OG. That is an OG voice right there. That is an OG voice. Nick Ramsey. He's out there in the chat too. He's over there on YouTube. As they look for turn number 3 and 4, looking for that green flag. Green flag is out. Green flag is out as they come down the front straightaway. Durgan going to lead the way. Tyler Ducharme in second as they head into 1 and 2. It is going to be side by side for second on back as Durgan enjoys the lead. Big run for Ducharme. He's going to break free down the front back straightaway into turn number 3. Here comes Ducharme trying to close the gap on Durgan. Almost got into the back of him there as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Big run for Ducharme out of turn 4. He's going to wind it up on the high side. We'll see if that pays off as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Down the we got contact as Cudney stuffs Ethan Bill down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Bill and Cudney making a little bit of contact down the back straightaway. That could have hurt that number 14. Big contact on the front wheels as they head into 1 and 2. Almost contact out of turn 2 as he's got Roundtree all over the back of him. Here comes Barnhart trying to work his way back up in that number 34 as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Bill all over the back. They're just different driving styles, I would say. Yeah, go check out Fat Boy Gaming over on YouTube. If you want to go check out Nick. I had to clip it. That's like one of the best clips in iRacing right there. Down the front straightaway looking for turn number 1 and 2. Battle for the lead is definitely starting to heat up. Oh no, Langley in the wall. That's going to cost him. Here comes Roundtree and Barnhart down low, 3 wide down the back straightaway. Yeah, are you still full fender? Yeah, that's what it used to be. He used to be full fender warrior. Out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway, 3 wide still for that number 5 spot as they head into 1 and 2. Roundtree going to take it. Here comes Barnhart down low as Bill goes back to work on Cudney. Down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. It is chaos. Roundtree going to shove it in. Almost gets into the back of Bill. Able to keep it out of him as they come out of turn number 4. Good run for Bill down the front straightaway looking for turn number 1 and 2. 20 laps to go. We are definitely going to miss some of the supers, but we will make it there as they come down the back straightaway looking for turn at number 3 and 4. Durgan and Ducharme still up front as they head out of turn number 4. It is going to be 19 laps to go. Big stack up in 3 and 4. They keep it straight for now as they come down the front straightaway. Look, T-Clem barely made it through the LCQ. He's up to the number 8 spot, up 10 positions, looking for more into turn number 3. What's up, Landon? Thank you for the gift. Appreciate that as they head through turn number 3 and 4. 3 wide in the rear as they come out of turn number 4. Man, they are jockeying for position as they come down the back straightaway, front straightaway looking for turn number 1 and 2. They are racing hard back here at the back of the back. They're racing hard everywhere as T-Clem now up in the mix for that battle for 5th as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Here comes T-Clem rolling the bottom side out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway looking for turn number 1 and 2. What's up, Landon? Barnhart going to slide up, opens the door for T-Clem. T-Clem rolls out of 2. He's up underneath Barnhart. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. T-Clem out there catfishing, rolling the bottom as they are very zoomed out. I can get in a little bit closer. There's just so much to watch right now, and it allows me to see everything that's going on. I can definitely get in a little bit. We just might miss something else that happens as we got a battle here for that number 3 spot as Bill on the high side, Cudney down low. Cudney going to roll the bottom. Bill going to come back with the cut down out of turn 4. He's got 3rd that time by. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Bill going to slide up the track in that number 14 as they come out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. Great battle here for 3rd as they are nose to tail. Here comes Cudney back down low. Bill to the outside. Drag race down the front straightaway. They make contact. Bill's going to keep it that time by. 14 laps to go. 14 laps to go as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Great racing, definitely good racing as they come down the back straightaway. I'm surprised nobody has hit that outside wall as they head through turn number 3 and 4. We almost seen Roundtree do it. He went for a spin, keeping it out of that wall, but he almost got that outside wall as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Cudney. Cudney keeping it down low in the mud out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. E-Bill going to keep the spot that time by. Oops. I hit a button. Down the front straightaway with 12 laps to go. Great battle for third. We're going to switch it back just a little bit as Roundtree trying to get up in the mix. Oh, we got a caution flag out on the track. Let's go take a look and see what happened here. Got a couple lap cars, but Boniface and Matt's gonna get in the back of Boniface, turns him around and brings out the caution flag here once again tonight. Where are you going, Langley? Get back in Langley. I don't know. Does anybody else hear me twice? You are the only one that has said anything. I mean, you get twice as good a broadcast, Logan. Yeah, I get a pretty good idea. This track is just a little bit harder because it's a bigger track. But yeah, I usually got a pretty good idea what's going on the track. All right. That is weird. All right, so nobody else is hearing it, and Nathan said he closed out and came back in, and it's been good. TikTok can be weird sometimes. Griffin dropped that. That's why he was in there late in laps down. So that sucks for him. As these guys restack them up, we are looking for the green flag this time by. It is going to be an 11-lap shootout as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Remember, we are going right into the supers. We will bring in the top 3. I'm assuming that everybody that's in that realm will jump in when we get there. I know Durgan and Ducharme will. As we are looking for the green flag this time by. Pace truck is in. Durgan leads the way. Durgan didn't want to see that caution. I guarantee it, because you know Ducharme's been learning this whole time. As we look for the green flag out of turn number 4, green flag is out. Appreciate it, Mojo. Appreciate it. Down into turn at number 1 and 2. Durgan going to lead the way. Tyler Ducharme in second. Battle's going to be for 5th on back as T-Climb going to jump into that number 5 spot. He came from deep in the field. He started dead last here tonight. He's up to 5th as they head through turn number 3 and 4. T-Climb in that number 97. Keep an eye out on him. We'll probably see him later in the UMP race, but right now, what a show he is putting on, methodically making his way up through the field as they are side by side behind him. Down the back straightaway. Oh, Bill and Ducharme make a little contact into turn number 3 and 4. Oh, T-Climb into the wall. T-Climb hard into the wall. No caution flag. Oh, T-Climb knocked into the wall there as they head through turn at number 3 and 4. Not really sure what happened. Let's go back and take a look. Let's see what got T-Climb in the wall as they head into turn at number 3 and 4. Oh my God, he just got torpedoed by Roundtree. He just got a round kick to the head as the caution flag does come out. Looks like Randy Johnson going to get caught. Oh, he got the inside wall and knocks the left front off of it and parks it on Roundtree into turn number 3 and 4. That is unfortunate for Randy Johnson. He has had a tough night here tonight. He definitely got bombed. He definitely did. Yeah, Durgan's on point tonight. But I wouldn't count out Tyler Ducharme. And I guarantee Durgan is not counting out Tyler Ducharme. So we are going to get a restart inside 10 laps to go. It will be a single file restart. If there's going to be a restart, this is the one Durgan wants. And I'll tell you what, I don't think Ducharme is going to be too upset about a single file restart either, as that means he's not going to have to race anybody underneath him going into turn number 1. Hopefully. That's what he's hoping anyway. That was unfortunate for Randy Johnson getting that inside wall. You know, draft does play a role here too, so that's going to help Ducharme stay in the mix. But these are two of the best here at Williams Grove. It's going to be hard. It's hard to beat either one of them. Ducharme definitely with more overall experience. Durgan with more recent experience. Both of these guys used to be teammates at one point. I think they're kind of teammates now. So we'll see how this turns out here. Ducharme doesn't like losing. So I imagine Ducharme going to try to make the move and get around Caleb Durgan, but we're going to see if he's able to make that happen as they come across the line. It looks like we are going 1 to go this time by. Yeah, it's going to be hard. If these guys keep wrecking, that's going to fall right into Durgan's hand, because the more they wreck, the less green flag laps that Ducharme has to build up that momentum to try to find his way around that number 17 here tonight. So Ducharme is Ducharme is definitely hoping for it to go green the rest of the way to have an opportunity. E-Bill has moved his way back up into the top 3. He's looking for some green flag racing to see what he's got left in that thing. We're about to find out as they head into turn number 3 and 4, looking for that green flag. Ducharme and Durgan, nose to tail, green flag is out. Green flag is out. Great start by the top 3 as they come down the front straightaway, looking for 1 and 2. I'll tell you what, Ducharme and E-Bill absolutely perfect on that restart as they head through 1 and 2. Both of them at the bottom, but Durgan hits the top down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3. Durgan going to roll that bottom. Ducharme and E-Bill down into turn number 3 and 4. They roll the bottom. Durgan runs a slider as they come across the line. 6 laps to go. 6 laps to go. Durgan's running a slider. Ducharme and E-Bill rolling that bottom side as they come out of turn number 2. Ducharme slowly gets up underneath there. He's up underneath Durgan into turn number 3 and 4. Picking up that momentum down on the bottom side. Down the front straightaway. It is going to be 5 laps to go. Ducharme is knocking on the back door as they head into turn number 1 and 2. That bottom side is definitely rolling in 1 and 2. Great run for Ducharme. Drag race down the back straightaway. Durgan on the outside. Ducharme up high. Down into 3 and 4. He's got to get on the binders. Durgan sends it in. Ducharme going to roll it down low out of turn number 4. 4 laps to go. When they hit the line, can Ducharme find his way around into turn number 1 and 2? E-Bill's definitely got it rolling down on the bottom side too. He's looking for a mistake out of these two. Maybe he can take advantage as they head down into turn number 3 and 4. Yeah, you got to get in with a good group. That is going to be key. A non-toxic good group, which is the hard part. Down the front straightaway, 3 laps to go. Durgan leads the way. Ducharme all over the back of him as they come out of turn number 2. We are definitely missing some of that super, probably into heat race number 1 right now as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Durgan leads the way. Ducharme down low. It is going to be 2 laps to go when they hit the line. The bottom side of turn number 3 and 4 is not working, but 1 and 2 is looking phenomenal as Ducharme's going to roll the bottom. Durgan's going to take his line as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Ducharme going to slide up the track this time just a little bit more than he has been as they come out of turn number 4. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Will Ducharme give Durgan the business into turn number 1 and 2? Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Right now, nose to tail. Can Ducharme get there as they come down the... Oh, Ducharme gets the outside wall, gets into E-Bill. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Oh, E-Bill's got a broken right front. Cudney takes the number 3 spot. Look at this. LaFawn battling for third. It's going to be Langley. in third, LaFon in fourth. Oh my God, that was rough. Let's go take a look and see what happened to Ducharme here as Durgan takes the win. Kenny Cudney in second. What? Oh, he got the outside wall. I knew it was going to happen at some point. It bit him. That breaks the right front. E-Bill, nowhere for E-Bill to go. Stays in the gas to roll around. How about LaFon getting a number 4 position there? Wow. Okay. Thank you for the clip. Appreciate that. It is going to be Caleb Durgan with the win. Cudney second. Langley third. LaFon in fourth. Going to be T. Clem in that number 5 spot. Tyler Ducharme in 6th. Boniface going to be in 7th. Barnhart in 8th. Tyson Banks in 9th. Nathan Brown in that number 10 spot. E-Bill 11th. Schaefer in 12th. Randy Johnson going to be in 13th. Curtis Griffin 14th. Roundtree 15th. Severn 16th. Ham in 17th. And Nick Brundage rounding out the field in that number 18 spot. I'm going over to the supers right now, honestly. I always do the supers. That one just ran over. So we're heading over to the supers right now. Let me go over there. They are at Cedar Lake here tonight. Usually a great show. And we will see who jumps in here. All right, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to move this over. I'm going to put this up. I'm going to go ahead and save this replay, and we are going to see who is in here in the Discord for an interview. Man, I can't believe Ducharme made that mistake. That was unfortunate. But we know of one. We definitely know there is one driver that was happy that Ducharme made that mistake. Man,
hey,
what?
No, Tyler, or Kenny, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Kenny sitting in the catbird seat gets second place here tonight. I don't know if we'll see Langley in here, but man, what a run. Honestly, not too bad. Yeah, I know your Wi-Fi. I heard you talking about it, Griffin. Not a bad run. Kind of what we expect out of Williams Grove. Probably one of the better races. But Cudney, you had a great battle with Ethan Bill for, I don't know, the whole first half of this race, and able to survive that one, and sitting there rolling in fourth, and Ducharme gets that outside wall, collects Ethan Bill, and you just slide into that number 2 spot. That's got to feel pretty good tonight.
Yeah, I haven't really done too well the past probably 6 months at this point, and tonight was looking like it was going to be the same deal, where I'm just like 2 seconds back and going nowhere, and the luck of the draw kind of hit me there. I do want to apologize to Ethan. A couple of restarts I came up into him thinking I had more room.
I told him to.
He didn't actually tell me to. I did it on accident. But, that's on me.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of contact, but overall, great racing up at the front here tonight. You had a fast.
That was really fun.
You had a fast car, made your way up into that battle for the top 3. Any friends, family, sponsors you want to give a shout out to, especially Ducharme?
Yeah, I want to first off thank Tyler Ducharme for just absolutely Caleb Durganing it on the last lap. That is the definition of a Caleb Durgan right there. Just, it was wonderful, and I appreciate it very much for my second place finish.
Well, good run out there tonight. Definitely put on a show. Durgan, man, you and Ducharme were putting on a battle for that lead here tonight. You got the lead, and there's a couple times you got up underneath you, but couldn't quite get around you. You had those restarts had to be driving you nuts.
I didn't really want the yellow, especially when I had like a second on Tyler because he messed up, and I knew he was finally out of the draft, so I was fine, but it obviously didn't work out like that. I knew Tyler was going to be good, and then I had him and I guess Conrad in Discord, and he was telling me and Tyler that the bottom was coming in and 1, but I didn't really want to go do it, and then I seen Tyler get door to door with me, and I was like, hell. So then I just had to lock in, and Thankfully, the slider in 3 and 4 was good enough, though. The slider in 3 and 4 really kept me in the race. I feel like if the slider in 3 and 4 wasn't as good as what it was, Tyler would have won that race without any issue.
Yeah, it just looked like he didn't have enough run off of turn 4 running that bottom side, and that slider in 3 and 4 definitely was the difference.
It was a little bumpy and really slick down there in 3 and 4, so.
Well, great run here tonight. You got any friends, family, sponsors you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, everyone on this rig, Tyler for coming out and racing again. I don't really know what happened to him on the last lap, but I think it's hilarious. Shout out to Kenny. Shout out to Kenny. You know what I mean? Coming out and finishing second tonight. He's told me all week that he's all back, and I told him he's just bullshitting, but he came back and finished second, so I guess I can't
If
give
that
him...
first yellow didn't come out, I was tubbing both of you.
Look. Kenny looked good tonight. Kenny did look good tonight.
I didn't know.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
they
Kenny
are
put
trying
in
to
some
wreck.
solid laps this week.
Yeah, definitely. Anybody else got anything to say? Ducharme, I would not call that a Durgan. That would have been the inside wall, not the outside wall.
Well, James, I was going to keep it civil, but I don't want to, so whatever. Ethan, Bill, all the RJM squad needs to get back to the pond. Randy Johnson qualifying last tonight, 16th to 13th. What a run for Papa Johnson. So, they need to get back to the drawing board. Ethan Bill needs to get back to the drawing board. I don't know where we go next week. It's Limeland, ain't it? Randy's good at Limeland. I expect for Randy to at least qualify top 5. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, always out there motivating Randy, I hear. But good
it's
run,
not
guy.
motivation. He just gets upset and does worse.
I understand. Ducharme, I said somebody was going to hit that opening tonight, and you did it on the last lap.
Dude, I don't even know. Caleb just barely missed it, by the way. Caleb almost did the same thing I did. And I've been trying to offset my car a little bit so I could better arc to the corner on the bottom, and I just misjudged it. Nobody's fault but my own. Pretty embarrassing. I feel bad for Ethan Bill. I watched his right front tire go over my car, and I gotta thank Jimbo for plowing me wide open because he kept me going, and I got the top six.
Right now,
so, shout out to Jimbo for the assist.
It was fun up front. It was fun to watch up front. The race with Cudney and Ethan was fun. The race between you and Durgan was fun. So I appreciate you guys putting on a show.
I was trying. I know. I just missed the setup a little bit. Honestly, I just was skating too much in the slick early on. Caleb got by me, and then I kind of found the groove and felt like I was better a little bit in the middle. Didn't know if it was draft or if I was better. And then kind of started overdriving, trying to find different lines around him. Found the bottom at the end. I've never nutted the bottom like that ever. And I was doing it better than Caleb Durgan at the end there. He was scaring me, man. He was missing it pretty big. And if it was about 2 months ago, I would have held it wide open and moved him out of the way.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. I said, you don't like to finish second. But
if it was 2 or 3 months ago, I would have held it wide open in the center when I got under him and just moved him out of the way. But that's not me right now. I'm a changed person.
Tolson and Johnson are having a hell of a battle for the lead right now. All right, any last words?
I'll shut up.
Any last words, Ebo?
Hard luck award.
Hard luck. That was definitely hard luck. A couple times I thought you were done.
I thought I was gonna be done earlier in the race.
Yeah, I saw the one. I thought when you guys got together. I saw when you and Kenny got together and you got squeezed a little bit in the wall there. I was like, oh no, that might have messed up the steering, but it still looked good afterwards. So.
Yeah, the third time it fucked my left front up because I had guys telling me in Discord that it was pretty bent, but it's all good. I wasn't as good in the beginning.
I wish I clipped that one from my perspective because it looked like there was so much more room, and then once I got up there, it was immediate contact. I was like, oh, that probably wasn't the right thing to do.
I was thinking, I'm like, is he gonna move up? I don't know if he is or not. And I'm like, well, we're late at the end of the straightaway. I don't think he is. And then he did. I'm like, oh, too late.
Oh, it looked so clear, and then it wasn't. That's on me. My fault.
It was hard. It was hard racing. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was a good race. Caleb being Caleb, stroking his ego because that's all he does. I don't listen to it anymore. I don't care. I come out to have fun. Unfortunately, not with the RJM clan anymore. I'm by myself right now. But showed good speed.
Yeah, you definitely
right
did.
there. And don't know if I'll be on next week or not. Because I did say that after Willie G, I was going to take a break and focus on other things. But we'll see.
Appreciate Ethan, and at least I guess it was kind of as chaotic as your real life weekend.
yeah. It about summed up what happened. I didn't even have a chance to relax for 2 minutes at the track Saturday.
Yeah, I seen.
And then have this happen on the last lap. But I mean, it's all good. It's part of racing. Shit happens. There's a reason we keep doing it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's in our blood.
Absolutely.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. Appreciate you.
You too, man. Thank you.
But E-Bill with a great run
Not
here
that
tonight. As these guys are, we're halfway through. They must have not had enough people to have a Conti tonight. I don't think. Let's see. Yeah, no. Oh, there was a Conti. Man, they just zipped through it. But Ethan Johnson and Hayden Tolson have had a hell of a battle up here at the front, and we saw a lot of contact earlier. But these two running away with the show as they come out of turn at number 2. And they are going to give us a caution flag to re-rack them, restack them, and I can do this thing right. Appreciate you guys. I just wanted to make sure our drivers that have always participated with the broadcast got an opportunity to talk. So let's see what happened to bring out this caution flag here tonight. Oh, they just ran out of room. Frankie going for a spin out of turn number 2. And we're going to re-rack them, restack them here once again. I just realized Trip is in this. What's up, Trip? As Ethan Johnson and Hayden Tolson been putting on a clinic up at the front. Definitely some good sportsmanship out of Ducharme there. You know, you hear a little bit of the toxic what Durgan was doing. You know, most of that is a head game. I will tell you, a lot of these guys are so even on these tracks that part of it is they do have to get in each other's heads. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And Durgan definitely goes for Johnston because he definitely knows that's some competition. So that's kind of how that rolls as these guys come out of turn at number 4. Let's see if they get that one to go this time by. Looks like we got 13 cars left on the track. We'll see if anybody else jumps back out as they head into turn at number 1 and 2, looking for that green flag this time by. Let's jump up on the spotter stand. I love the spotter stand here. As they head for turn at number 3 and 4, Johnson and Tolson on that front row. They're going to have 21 laps to go. Green flag is out. Green flag is out as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Ethan Johnson going to roll that wall out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. The 3 wide for third, heading into turn number 3 and 4. Everybody wonders why I keep it on the wide angle like that. Well, look at what's going on behind these guys as we watch the lead as they head through turn at number 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Here comes Tolson down low up underneath Johnson. Out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Yellow flag comes out as they wreck into turn number 3. I think that accident was happening for a while there. That is the one thing about this track, guys. You get people running 3 different ways into the corner, and it does tend to create some cautions because people get run over in the turns. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here going into turn number. Oh, big stack up. Oh. Just a big check up there. Coming out of turn number 4, Connor New going to get the worst of that one. Nowhere to go in that number 10. All right, so a bunch of cars. We got 10 cars on the track right now. A bunch of guys down on pit road. This field is slowly dwindling itself away, which is surprising because that's only the second caution flag of the night as we sit on the nose of Ethan Johnson. You know, we'll see if Ethan Johnson takes the win. He tends to step on it when I talk good about him. As they head down the back straightaway, it is going to be Ethan Johnson and Hayden Tolson on that front row. Pace truck is off. Green flag is out. Green flag is out as they come down the front straightaway, down into turn number 1 and 2. Johnson gonna lead the way out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Tolson gets in line, goes to the bottom side of turn number 3 and 4. What's up? Welcome back, Landon. As they come out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Tolson going to roll that bottom side. He's got that bottom side digging, but Johnson has the momentum on the top side. Down the back straightaways, we got contact further back as Chase Barbara is getting knocked around in that number 23. They're 3 wide out of turn number 4. Here comes Brady Thompson. He's going to park it on Yeager's nose as they come out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. 3 wide for third, down into turn number 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway, it's going to be Barbara at the line that time by. Thank you for the gift, Landon. Appreciate that. I don't know what it is, but it's something heart. As they come out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Oh, this battle for third is definitely starting to pick up. We got a few more players up in this as these guys continue to be side by side for the lead with 15 laps to go. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Right now, Barbara holding on as Johnson continues to lead this one. Barbara holding on for that number 3 spot, but Thompson rolling the bottom side. Is Tolson going to get out ahead of Johnson out of turn number 2? Side by side into turn number 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway, looking for turn number 1 and 2. Johnson banging that wall up on the high side. Tolson rolling it down low, almost contact out of turn number 4. Yeah, oh yeah, they battle hard. This track is definitely notorious for that. I honestly don't get why more people don't like this track, and it puts on some phenomenal shows. As they come out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, it's going to be Johnson leading the way, Tolson in second. Tolson definitely has some speed in that 327, but right now Johnson able to keep it wound up on the high side, not giving Tolson an opportunity as they come out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Going to be 10 laps to go when they hit the line this time by 10 laps to go. 10 laps to go into turn number 1 and 2. Lap traffic up ahead. That is going to be Frankie in that number 1 machine. We'll see how that might play a role on this battle for the lead as they come out of turn number 4. It is going to be 9 laps to go. Let's go take a look at the battle for third as Barbara continues to hold on. Brady Thompson looking to the bottom side. Here comes Lumley out of nowhere in the 24. Lumley threw a slider on Yeager as they toss that position back and forth out of turn number 4. Let's go back up to the lead as Tolson continues to lead. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Going to be 7 laps to go. Great racing. Definitely great racing everywhere on this track. As Tolson going to go all the way to the bottom. I thought he was going to wrap the bottom, but lets it slide up out of turn number 2. Looks like Johnson starting to get the edge as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Looks like Thompson going to keep it low as they come down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Johnson definitely not wanting to see a caution flag at this point. Looks like Tolson might have heated up those tires a little bit. Let's see if he can get those cooled down and try to reel in that number 11 as they come out of turn number 4. 5 laps to go. Here comes the battle for third. Thompson down low, up underneath Barbara. Yeager all over the back of him as they come out of turn number 2. They touch down into turn number 3. He holds on to it as they come out of turn number 4. It's going to be 4 laps to go. Battle for third. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Definitely a great battle up here for that number 3 spot. I'll keep an eye on the gap between first and second, but right now this is the place to be. Brady Thompson rolling that bottom side. He's got Yeager all over the bottom of back of him as they head through turn number 3 and 4, 1 and 2 down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. This time by, it is going to be 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go to get on that podium. Thompson down low, Barbara up high as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway through turn number 3 and 4. A white flag is in the air. 1 more lap for Ethan Johnson and company. We're watching the battle for third as Thompson makes contact with Yeager down the front straightaway. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway through turn number 3 and 4. One last time, give the win to Johnston. Hayden Tolson second. Who's going to get third? It's going to be Chase Barbara third. Thompson, Yeager, your top 5. That was a phenomenal race. That was all right. It's going to be Ethan Johnson with the win. Hayden Tolson second. Chase Barbara in third. Brady Thompson going to get that number 4 spot. Dylan Yeager in 5th. Going to be Chase Copeland in that number 6 spot. Ethan Stuckwich in 7th. Cray Wheeler in a going to be Hunter Rich in that number 9 spot. Trip Whitmire in that number 10 position. Knox Lumley in 11th. Going to be Frankie Thompson in that number 12 position. Devin Ferguson in 13th. Jenkins in 14th. Going to be Connor New in 15th. Tanner Tomasi in 16th. Porterfield 17th. And Lingeron in that number 18 spot. Lingeron was up at the front. He lost a lot of spots. I don't think we are going to get anybody else in here. So we're going to go jump over to my server for the ARCA cars. We'll see how this one goes. The ARCA is going to be interesting because they're at I-55. I-55 can go both ways. We'll see if anybody jumps in for an interview out of that late model race. But we're going to go ahead and jump over to my hosted race. Looks like we got 7 cars in there right now as it stands. We'll see if we get anybody else in there. I'm sure we'll see Autry. I'm sure we'll see Moody. Definitely a few guys, few of our regulars we'll see in there. I'll tell you who's in there as I get in there right now. All right, looks like Clint Sheehan, Kenny Storkson, Landon Moody, Matthew Lindy, Shane Haas, Tyler Autry, Zach Lovelace, all in the server right now. We'll see if anybody else decides to join and play. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. You're joining it? All right. Right? Yeah, no, definitely. I'm having fun. It's definitely, that was a great race. I wish I'd been able to call more of it, but that was a great race there for the Supers. We are going to go ahead and get up into this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people. 8 people in the session right now. Gonna go ahead and jump over here as Moody currently at the top of the charts. Matthew in second, Lovelace in third. For the time being, Storkson in fourth, Autry in fifth, Clint Sheehan in that number 6 spot. Looks like we got a couple more people still working their way into the server. I see Jacob made it. Oh man, we got got Mark Bremkamp coming in. I don't know if I've ever seen him on dirt. I don't know if I've ever seen him on dirt. Oh, Clint. Hey, Clint, there's a wall up there. All right, so it is starting to fill up just a little bit here. Looks like we got 10 people getting into the server. You just won your 410 race. Nice. I need to get more sprint cars on the channel. I know a few people like them. Got to get some more sprint cars up on the channel at some point. Jacob going to jump up to third quick. Remember, if this is your first time out here, it's all about being easy on that throttle. Throttle control is absolutely essential here tonight. Landon Moody is Landon Moody's quick. But I'll tell you what, Jacob jumped in there pretty quick on Landon Moody, so not too far off of Landon's times that he is running right now. I know he's third on the board, but this track has definitely been worn in a little bit. It's just open. Anybody, first 24 people is the only requirement. I don't have an IR or a safety rating. I just ask you to be respectful. That's all. You can look it up. If you're looking to get in it, you can look it up. It is, you can either look it up under my name or you can look it up under broadcasted on ARCA Dirt, broadcasted at MDiTV now is what it's under. So if you just look up ARCA Dirt, you'll find it. Now, Matthew, you figured Gavin would actually get in this type of race. I get it. Yeah, same time every week. It's 9:15 is when the session opens. It's a 20-minute practice, and then we get into tonight's race. Editing the opener. Yeah, Landon got a fresh track. He might have a little bit of an advantage. I'm looking at your times, and I mean, you aren't far off from what he's been running. All right, so these guys out on the track. We might have a light field, but that is okay. That is okay. Smooth is good. As we get ready for this one and the UMP Modifieds, that will end our night. This is week number 6. I failed and didn't update the points. I will update them tonight with tonight's race and last week's. I heard someone wreck in the background. I definitely heard someone wreck. Let's see if we got anybody else starting to make their way in here. We got a few. I think that Remington should make an appearance again next week. Kenny out there, he's been in here each and every week. They do get 3 drop weeks for this series. Clint Sheehan, he's been making each and every week. His points got to be looking pretty good right about now. Lovelace. You know, a lot of you guys, if you've been watching the channel for a while now, have seen Lovelace on the channel, but he's a road guy. He's come over, he started running oval with us, asphalt oval, and now he's getting into the dirt side. Definitely an impressive all-around driver, no matter what he gets in. It has been absolutely impressive. There is Mark trying to figure out these ARCA on dirt. He will get it figured out. I have no doubt about it. He's pretty high IQ racer. If you can see over the wheel, that's the only thing. He is throwing it in there. He is giving her all she's got. Wow, the good lap from there though. 14.19 compared to everybody else is running. Definitely picking up the pace a little bit here in that number 78. Shane Haas out there in the number 23. Oh! This is not necessarily the easiest track, but I think this track is going to put on a good show if we get a couple guys up at the front that have some talent. Looks like Jacob and Matthew could give Landon Moody a run for his money here tonight. I think we're only going to end up with one heat race. So hopefully these guys burn in the track as much as they can. I think we might only end up with one heat race if we don't get a flurry of people here at the end of this. So as many laps as you guys do now will probably help the racing in the future. All right, so we have about 3 minutes left here in practice. Moody going to move to the bottom side. He has been dominant in this series. Definitely looking to take advantage this week. Jacob in the number 2 spot right now. In that number 15 coming in late. Definitely putting on a show for us here tonight. Hopefully he can give Landon a run for his money. Matthew's been quick. Lovelace, you're pointing the wrong way. Autry, I'll tell you what, don't count out Tyler Autry. He's been quick each and every week. He slowly gets that speed up by the end of the night. Definitely looking better and better out the box each week in that number 54 machine. Watch for Tyler Autry to put on a show. And the other 54 is going to be Kenny Storkson. These two are going to be battling for numbers here. Did you repaint that thing again, Kenny? Looks good. Mark Brimkamp out there in the number 78 machine, putting in those laps. Shane Haas struggling a little bit. Quicker than Clint Sheehan, though. Oh, we got Austin in here, so we got one more new driver joining the show. You just got to get this thing on the right rear. This thing drives more like a dirt car than any other asphalt oval car. Throttle control is absolutely essential. It kind of reminds me of the old tire model with the dirt side running these things. So it'll be interesting to see what happens as we are closing in on the end of practice. I agree. I like this track a lot. I think these smaller tracks have suited it. If you guys are out here for the first time, I just want to let you know less is more with that throttle. If you're struggling, back off the throttle, slowly roll in. Don't worry about getting full throttle. Just set it on the right rear. That's the most important part. Oh. All right, so we are starting to get a few more people up into the server here. Looks like Jason just joined the server. We'll see how these guys do as they roll in. Landon Moody currently with that quick time. I don't think anybody's going to beat it, as this is going to be the end of practice. All right, guys, remember, you get 3 laps of qualifying, so use them how you want. 3 laps for qualifying. All right, these guys got to get out here, and these guys are going to get out here, do a couple laps for qualifying, a few laps for qualifying. We'll do a quick little drivers meeting for these guys. We might end up with 2 heat races tonight. Looks like Tyler Autry. Oh, Bremkamp going to be the first one to jump out in that number 78. Landon Moody out there currently putting down his lap. Appreciate you guys coming out. He's going to roll the bottom. He's got to get a little bit more than that. This is not going to be a quick lap for Mark, as he puts down a 14.3. Wasn't horrible. He's just got to get a little bit more, pitch it a little bit more into the turns. There you go. That was much better. Roll into the throttle. Oh, did he get the wall? He didn't. He's going to go to 14.2. Kenny with a 14.3. Landon Moody going to do a 14.22 as they come out of turn number 4. Here comes Bremkamp with his final lap, as he's going to come across the line with a 167, as he's going to take the quick time. Kenny Storks going to come across the line, and he is not able to pick up the pace. Moody is currently not out there with the quick time and is not going to get it unless his laps are off. He comes across the line. He did not get the quick time. Bremkamp going to be at the top of the charts. Zach Lovelace currently in 4th. Autry in 6th. Autry in 5th. Austin in 6th. Let's see, the 21 of Jason Hubble struggling a little bit here tonight. Shane Haas. Matthew going to jump up to 4th quick. He's got another lap to do here, so he is not out of this one. Could he put it at the top of the charts? He's not that far off. As he comes across the line, he's going to get one more lap around. Digs that bottom side. That bottom side is going to be... I think we're going to see some slider, too. Let's see how he does as he comes out of turn number 4. He does not move the bar. He's going to be in 4th. Jacob Cannon with a quick time with a 14.078, I think it says. Jacob's going to come out and make them all look bad here tonight in that number 15. He ran a little bit higher than those guys did with the quick time and the pole here tonight. Cody Nevin going to make an appearance. Looks like we got a couple guys coming in. We might end up with 2 heats. It looks like Nevin's coming in, and we got one more coming in. I'm just going to assume. All right, guys, we are going to get 2 heat races here. Just want to give you guys a heads up. All starts will be on leader. All starts on leader. I do not try and I try not to race control this one too much unless it's something totally blatant and bad, because we're all making little mistakes. These things aren't the easiest thing to drive. Biggest thing is going to be chat. If you got a problem with somebody, I don't care if you want to mic up and tell them they're a fucking moron once, but let's leave it at one and done. And if you do keep it going, that is the easiest way to get removed. Other than that, make sure you guys tune in if this is your first time here to MDiTV now on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and TikTok. All right, these guys got to roll off the starting grid. Let's go ahead and hit up tonight's starting lineup here for heat race number 1. Starting on the pole here tonight in that number 15 machine, it's going to be Jacob Cannon. Outside of him in the number 84, it's going to be Landon Moody. Starting inside row number 2 in the number 3 machine, it's going to be Michael Lindy. Outside of him in the 54, it's going to be Tyler Autry. Okay, yeah. Starting inside row number 5, it is going to be Jason Hubble. Outside of him, it's going to be Clint Sheehan. And rounding out the field here tonight in the number 8 machine, it's going to be Jared Murphy. Down the back straightaway, they are stacked up 2 by 2. We are looking for the green flag this time by. Who's it going to be? Can Landon Moody take the win? Appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, by the way, this is hosted. ARCA's hosted. Green flag is out as it looks like Jared's going to have problems down on the bottom. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Going to be Jacob leading the way down the front back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Oh, Lindy gets the inside wall in that number 3 machine. Down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Here comes Moody down low. He's going to roll the bottom side in that number 84. Tops. Everybody's going to make it tonight, so I guess the transfers don't matter as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Moody trying to get the bottom. Jacob going to hold it strong. He's going to lead lap number 2. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Moody trying to find his way around Jacob Cannon. Can't find the speed yet as Lindy going to have a handful back there in that number 4 spot. Here comes Tyler Autry. He wants these bonus points. Landon has been taking them away from him each week, and Autry's going to get sideways out of turn number 2. Here comes Lindy to the outside as they are through turn number 3 and 4. 4 laps to go. 4 laps complete. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Cannon going to lead the way. Moody in second out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. 3 laps to go at the line. Oh, Clint Sheehan in the way. Oh, yeah, no cautions. Clint Sheehan in the way. Down the front straightaway. Gets it going straight. Good job holding the brake and staying where you were at, Clint. Appreciate it. Down through turn number 3 and 4, it is going to be Jacob Cannon leading the way with 2 laps to go. Oh, Twitch, everything's at MDiTV now. MDiTV now. So if you are looking for the Twitch stream, slide job by Moody. Cut down by Jacob Cannon. White flag is in the air as they head through turn number 3 and 4, looking for the checkered flag. Jacob going to protect the bottom. Moody going to get in the back of him. Coming to the line, it's going to be Cannon, Moody, Lindy, Autry, Hubble, Clint Sheehan, and Murphy rounding out the field. That was a great finish. All right, let's get ready for heat race number 2. Start's going to be on you, Mark. Just a reminder. Starting on the pole here tonight. You can give the pace truck a little bit of room anywhere in the middle of 3 and 4 on out. Starting on the pole here tonight in that number 78 in heat race number 2, it's going to be Mark Bremkamp. Outside of him in the number 54, it's going to be Kenny Storkson. Starting inside row number 2 in the Novel Zero, it's going to be Zach Lovelace. Outside of him, it's going to be Austin Vaughn, but he is not there. Starting inside row number 3, it's going to be Shane Haas. Outside of him, it's going to be Dustin Green. Then rounding out the field here tonight, it's going to be Cody Nevin in that number 11. Shane, if you want to jump up to the outside, you can. If you don't, you can let Nevin get up there. I don't care which one of you jump up. All right, we got them stacked up 2 by 2 down the front straightaway. We are looking for the green flag this time by Kenny. Going to lead the way in that number 78 machine. Who's it gonna be here tonight in heat race number 2? Kenny is looking for some bonus points. He's been slowly building up in these races. He'd like to get some bonus points by winning heat race number 2. At least finish. Oh, Bremkamp around out of turn number 4. I think he fell off his chair. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway, going to be Kenny leading the way. Lovelace in second, Cody Nevin in third, Shane Haas in fourth, Mark Bremkamp in that number 5 spot. Kenny going to lead the way. Kenny get these bonus points for winning this one. He's got Lovelace trying to reel him in, and don't count out Cody Nevin in that number 11 behind him as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Nevin sideways out of turn number 4. He's got to be easy with that throttle, but I don't think he got any practice in as Lovelace was completely sideways in 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Nevin into the back of Lovelace in turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Shane Haas. Shane Haas going to take advantage. Bremkamp going to grab a couple spots out of turn number 4. Takes that number 3 spot. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. That was unfortunate for Lovelace as Nevin got into the back of him. Nevin spun himself out trying to keep it out of him as Kenny continues to lead the way. He's got a lot of breathing room now down into turn number 3 and 4. Shane Haas in second. Yeah, he's making a comeback back up into the top 3, but he's got a door full of Lovelace as Lovelace jumps to the outside, side by side out of turn number 4. 3 laps to go. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Oh, save it, Mark. Get on that wheel as Lovelace going to take the number 3 spot back. Down into turn number 3 and 4. It is going to be Kenny leading the way. We're watching the battle for third as they come across the line. 2 laps to go. This is the battle on the track. Lovelace going to kiss that wall. Diggs out of turn number 2. I think he's got a little bit of coaching. I guarantee Moody is helping him out a little bit there as they head through turn number 3 and 4. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go for Kenny and crew. Shane's just riding the wall at this point. Through turn number 1 and 2, down the back straightaway one last time. Then to turn number 3 and 4, it's going to be Kenny Storkson, Shane Haas, Lovelace, Bremkamp, Cody Nevin, rounding out the field. Kenny's feeling pretty good right now. All right, guys, iRacing cautions are on for the feature. Remember, you do not have a fast repair, so take care of those cars. 40 laps here tonight. If you are a lap down, just give me a reminder when we do get a caution. I will give a lucky dog to anybody who is 1 lap down. All right, guys, let's get ready for heat race number 2. Let me go find some tunes. Let's see. Starting on the pole here tonight in the number 15 machine, it is going to be Jacob Cannon. Outside of him in the number 54, it's going to be Kenny Storkson. Starting inside row number 2 in the number 84 machine, it's going to be Landon Moody. Outside of him in the 23, it's going to be Shane Haas. Starting inside row number 3 in the number 3 machine, it's going to be Matthew Lindy. Outside of him in the number 00, it's going to be Zach Lovelace. Starting inside row number 4 in the number 54, it's going to be Tyler Autry. Outside of him in the 78, it's going to be Mark Bremkamp. Then rounding out the field here tonight, it is going to be Cody Nevin. 40 laps here tonight as they head into turn number 1 and 2. We are looking for that green flag. This is only, the game's only available on PC. Is there, Discord. I gotta send it there. I gotta fix the Discord link over on Twitch. Give me a second. I'll put it in there before you're done, okay? Green flag is out as they come out of turn at number 4 down the front straightaway. Cannon going to lead them into 1 and 2. Moody going to roll that bottom side, tries to take the number 2 spot. He does out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Side by side, they go back. This is back to the heat race number 1 battle as Moody goes back to work on Cannon. Cannon jumps up to the outside out of turn number 2. Moody down low, down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. I think that bottom side is definitely going to have an advantage as Moody slides up the track. Cannon back with the cut down. That bottom side with those cold tires is definitely going to have an advantage, but as these tires heat up, you're going to see that top side be more and more dominant as they come on to turn number 3 and 4. Jacob Cannon leads the way. Caution flag comes out. He just lost that back end. He's trying to get that thing figured out. So first caution flag of the night. First caution flag of the night. And I'm going to go ahead and put my Discord link over there for Jacob. So let me go grab that. I got to go put it on Twitch there. If I can find it. Where is it at? So good racing here so far tonight. There it is. All right. All right, so let me go ahead and find Twitch. There it is. All right, so green flag is out as they come out of turn number 4. Moody with the lead down into 1 and 2. Jacob Cannon in second. Matthew Lindy down low as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. I got a feeling these two are going to put on one hell of a show as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Jacob Cannon down low out of turn number 4. Down into turn number 1 and 2, side by side out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Cannon down low, Moody up high. Down into turn number 3 and 4. He's going to roll that bottom as they are side by side out of turn 4 down the front straightaway. 5 laps in the books. Moody's got that middle side cooking right now. Battles behind these guys as they beat and bang. We're watching the battle for the lead right now, though, as Moody continues to lead it. Jacob Cannon in second. Tyler Autry trying to make his way forward in that number 54 machine. He's up 3 spots, currently up to the number 4 position. Kenny Storkson struggling a bit here, dropped back to 5th, but still a good run as Clint Sheehan jumped onto pit road. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Here comes Cody Nevin in the 11. He's made his way up to the number 6 spot, trying to pick off these guys one by one. He's got that top side ripping as they head through turn number 3 and 4 down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Don't count out Matthew Lindy. He's got that top side rolling right now in that number 3 machine. He is actually gaining on the leaders. He's been faster each lap so far as these two continue to battle it out for the lead. So it looks like Matthew Lindy has found something up on the top side. Gets the wall that time, though. That's going to cost him some time as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Moody looking back down on the bottom, trying to find some speed as he is now starting to pull away from Jacob Cannon as they head into turn number 1 and 2. This track definitely starting to get slick as they come out of turn 2 down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Things have calmed down a little bit up at the front. Let's bounce back a little bit and see what they got going on in the back as Kenny's holding on to it as Cody Nevin has made his way around that 54. He's going to grab the wall as the yellow flag comes out. All right, guys, this is going to be a quick one. Click came off of pit road and pulled the caution. We are going 1 to go at the line, guys. 1 to go at the line. All right, we got them stacked up out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. It is going to be Landon Moody and Jacob Cannon on that front row. 11 laps in the books. It's going to be 12 laps in the books as the green flag comes out. Green flag is out as they head into 1 and 2. Moody's going to slide up the track. Here comes Lindy down low in that number 3. Good battle for second. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Matthew going to roll that bottom as he's got Nevin behind him. We got a 4-car battle for the lead out of turn number 4. Down into 1 and 2. Here comes Matthew Lindy down low. Landon Moody up high down the back straightaway looking for 3 and 4. Jacob Cannon going to just mirror that 84 as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Oh, Lindy gets sideways out of turn 4. That's going to cost him. Here comes Nevin to the outside. Oh no, Nevin. He blinked out and loses a couple spots there as Autry going to take advantage. Autry looking for 3rd. Back up to the front. Here comes Cannon. Cannon going to get the door to Moody in turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. Side by side. Robin is racing as these two drag race down the front straightaway. Moody's going to keep it as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2, Moody's going to give it a little gas, gets sideways. So does Cannon as they're side by side into turn number 3 and 4. What a race for the lead out of turn number 4. 17 laps in the books down into turn number 1 and 2. Cannon rolling that bottom side. Moody up high down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. You know, Moody can't get it easy, and this is a lot like Lanier's. They got a great battle behind them for the number 3 spot as Autry has Cannon into Moody once again. I don't know what to watch. As they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Slide job by Nevin for that number 3 spot as Autry going to dive back up underneath. These guys going to go single file down into turn number 1 and 2. Battle's going to be for 3rd. Here comes Lindy down low. Autry up high. Nevin trying to find a place to go as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Gray battling on the track. Oh no, Clint Sheehan down at the bottom in the 69. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Here comes Nevin. Nevin going to thread the needle. Looks to the bottom of Autry. Slides him in turn number 3 and 4. Autry back with the cut down. Down the front straightaway. What a race here tonight as we are 21 laps into this one. We got 19 laps to go. Oh, a little bit of contact between Autry and Nevin down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. They keep it straight out of turn 4. Down the front straightaway. Give that number 3 spot to Nevin that time by. Autry going to fight hard on the bottom side. They almost made contact out of 2. Autry going to back out of it. That might cost them more. Here comes Lindy to the outside. Lindy going to dig around high as Lovelace gets up in the battle, digging down low out of turn number 4. Nevin in that number 3 position now trying to close in on the leaders. Does he have the speed? Let's take a look at these lap times. Oh, yellow flag comes out. Yellow flag comes out as I think Clint Sheehan was trying to hit pit road and hit the tire instead. That's what he did. All right, so caution flag is out again. Nevin's gonna be loving this caution because he had some speed there. He might have been gaining on those leaders as we get him stacked up one more time. Right? Look, Clint's still learning, and this is not an easy track car combo. Definitely not an easy car track combo. So we're going to let these guys breathe for a minute. Well, that's it because we are going green flag this time by. It's a great racing so far out there, guys. All right, side by side into turn number 3 and 4. Landon Moody leads the way. Pace truck is going to pull off of turn number 4. Moody is going to fire off. Green flag is out as they come out of turn number 4. Green flag's out as they head into 1 and 2. Here comes Nevin in the number 11 up underneath Jacob. Jacob's going to get a good run out of 2. Puts the pressure on Moody down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Jacob Cannon going to jump up to the outside. Tries to get that thing to wind up as they come out of 4. He's got a big run. Sends it to the bottom 1 and 2. Slide jump in turn number 1 and 2. Cut down by Moody. What a slide out of the number 15 as Nevin's going to get up in the mix. Nevin almost in the back of Moody as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Had to get on the binders. Big run for Jacob down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Contact between Jacob and Nevin out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, it's going to be Moody leading the way. We got a 3-car battle for the lead into turn number 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Moody going to lead the way. Jacob in that number 2 spot. Nevin in third. A little bit of contact. Jacob sideways, keeps it straight. Out of turn 4, looks to the bottom of turn, or out of turn number 1 and 2. Looks out of the bottom of turn number 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway. It's going to be 12 laps to go. 12 laps to go as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Cannon and Moody going to break away from the field. Looks like Nevin has slid into that number 30 spot comfortably. Lindy in 4th as Autry has his hands full with Lovelace for that number 5 position. Battle for second starting to heat up as Moody starts to pull away. Here comes Nevin in the number 11. He's going to slide it into turn number 3 and 4. Jacob going to cut down up underneath him out of 4. Can he get the run into 1 and 2? He does. They're side by side into 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. This track is super racy. I couldn't have been happier as they head through turn number 3 and 4. 10 laps, make it 9 laps to go as they come across the line. 9 laps to go. Nevin's going to grab the wall. Jacob Cannon down low, down the back straightaway. Here comes Matthew Lindy up underneath through turn number 3 and 4. Side by side. Great battle for second on back as they come out of turn number 4. Moody definitely getting some time to breathe this time as Nevin's going to grab the wall in 1 and 2. Here comes Cannon out of 2. Big run down the back straightaway. 7 laps to go as they come out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway. Can Nevin catch the 84 of Landon Moody? Let's take a look at these lap times this time by. Moody leads the way through turn number 3 and 4. Nevin going to hit the outside all the way around the track. Down the front straightaway. I think Moody is faster. He is as they head into 1 and 2. He's about 5 100ths or 4 100ths of a second quicker than Landon Moody. Yeah, it's been great racing. Definitely great racing as they come out of turn number 4. 5 laps to go for Landon Moody. Things have definitely started to calm down a little bit. These guys searching for lanes. Jacob Cannon in that number 3 spot. First time here. Lindy holding on to 4th, but Autry trying to put the pressure on him as they got 4 laps to go down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Autry going to get on the gas out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Can he close the gap on Lindy? Has definitely calmed down a bit. Moody does not want to see a caution flag. He's got 9 tenths. He's got 1 second over second as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. 2 laps to go at the line. 2 laps to go for Landon Moody. Cody Nevin in second. He's absolutely sending it. Cannon going to roll the bottom through turn number 1 and 2, trying to find some speed. Nevin was faster last time, but I think it was too little too late. Is they're going to get the white flag this time by 1 lap to go into turn number 1 and 2. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Nevin's going to clobber the wall in 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Moody going to take the checkered flag once again out of turn number 4. Cody Nevin second. Jacob Cannon, Matthew Lindy, Tyler Autry, Lovelace, Storkson, Bremkamp, and Haas rounding out the field. That was wild. Top 3 I'll interview in Discord. Jacob, I did put the Discord link in the chat over there on Twitch. All right, what a race here tonight. These guys putting on one hell of a show. They're having a little bit of fun, I think, down here on the front straightaway. Definitely. Mark is having a blast. He was burning them down over there in 3 and 4. All right. Wow. That was an insanely good race. There's a crash cushion Landon. He didn't moody. Well, he tried to moody Jacob at one point, but he didn't moody him. But great run here tonight. Jacob, you took the bonus points away from Moody. I am sure Tyler Autry will thank you for that. Good run out there. First time out there in the number 15. Man, what a race. That was super racy.
Yeah, dude, that was crazy. It was a good race. I knew whenever the track was so tacked up like that, I knew these cars are just flat out hammered down. And dude, these cars are a lot of fun on dirt. During my off time, I usually get on just test drive just to drive these things around at Eldora, and it's just these cars drive amazing.
Yeah, I honestly am starting to feel like it's a better dirt car than the dirt cars. Me and Landon joke around about that. Nevin would probably agree with that. But
100%, yeah.
But yeah, it's just all about throttle control. I mean, you come out here, Landon's been dominant in this series, and you come out here, give him a run for your money. You guys have a couple doors, but overall clean race in there. I mean, man, is there anything different you could have done to find your way around Moody?
Not really. I mean, I tried to throw just about everything I had at him. I kept letting him slip away from me. There's a few times I slipped up and didn't go higher than I wanted to when I threw the slider, and kind of killed my momentum. But I knew whenever he got away from me, I knew Landon had it in the bag.
For sure. Well, great run. Any friends, family, sponsors you want to go shout out to?
If it's fine, that I can give my dirt late model guys some shout outs.
Yeah.
I want to go ahead and give a shout out to CFM Esports, Modular C Speed Shop, Tech 3 Defense, VLR, Victory, Lane Racing, Sweet Victory Apparel, Longhorn Chassis, VP Racing Fuels, and yeah.
Good run. Definitely a lot of fun to watch. Thanks for coming out and putting on a show.
Appreciate it.
Cody Nevin in the 11. You kept the nose on it tonight.
Yeah, despite my best efforts, right? Dude, I tried like hell to knock it off.
Man, that thing was ripping. Took a little bit for you. You got in late. You tried to get a qualifying lap down. You didn't have enough time. Struggled a little bit. Got a little Lovelace in the heat race. But it seems like you figured it out after a couple laps into the feature. Man, what could have been if you had gotten a qualifying lap in?
I don't know, man. I think Landon, he had the bottom middle rolling. I don't know. I mean, maybe I could have pulled a gap early on and then kind of milked it towards the end. But other than that, I think that's all about I could do, or all of I could do. Landon was just so smooth and consistent through the middle. I was up there beating down the wall. I mean, I guess giving it everything she had. I mean, me and Matthew, Lindy, and Jacob, we had a hell of a battle back there too. But I think, qualifying better or getting a lap in general, that might have been the only deal to help me out.
Yeah, definitely. Or getting a few laps. Well, I think you figured it out after the heat, but yeah, just if you had a little bit more figured out. This track, I think is racy to start with, especially when you get some good people. But it really seemed to suit the style of these ARCA cars. I don't know if you agree with it, but I really feel like these smaller tracks suit the ARCA cars a lot better.
Yeah, no, definitely. You can like back them in too, like you could like on the old build dirt cars, or you could actually like you can feel these things when they get up on the cushion. You can feel it in the wheel. I mean, I don't really know what's going on with the dirt cars. I don't want to bash iRacing on the stream, but I mean they got to do something, because there's no reason that these ARCA cars should be racing better than the late models. But they got to do something, because these cars, I mean, it is what it is. But these cars race phenomenal on dirt, and especially like you said, these small tracks. It's just like they're made for them.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it was a lot of fun to watch you drive up through the field, and definitely a great battle for second there. Why don't you give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors?
Yeah, first and foremost, man, gotta thank you for putting this on. I try every week to make this. I'm partly on as it is right now. Summertime's pretty busy, but I appreciate you doing this for us in the community, man. I think it's a lot of fun to come out and race, and I watch all of the broadcasts even when I don't make it. Shout out to Landon on the win. Shout out to Jacob on third. Factor 11 Sim Sports. All my guys over there. I get the best group of guys. All those guys that stuck with me, hanging on over there. We're doing what we can. Excuse me, to get back where we need to be. So shout out to all those guys. Win Race Designs, Twisted Designs, Trap House Chassis, Remington James for everything he does. All my admin crews over there. Schmiel Race Designs. You name it, man. Appreciate everybody.
Remington should be back next week, I think.
I hope so, man. He's you know, I feel bad for that guy. Randy talked him into buying all the stuff. That guy is brand new. He didn't have a wheel, didn't have nothing. Randy talked him into buying everything, and then Randy flies the coop. No, he's been pushing me really hard to stay around and try to keep pushing through this. And yeah, man, I can't be more thankful for everybody over there. And yeah, they appreciate you for putting the zeal on too, man.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you coming out. Landon, you said at the beginning of this when I got in, you said, I think this is going to be a good one. But man, it seems like no matter who gets in here, there's somebody in here trying to make it hard for you. And, you know, you had that phenomenal race with Eddie. And I'll tell you what, I might put this race up there pretty close to that one.
I wouldn't doubt you there. I mean, I was really surprised. The track changed so many different times. Like from the heat race, after I thought during qualifying, I was like, okay, the top lane's gonna be there. Is there gonna be anything on the bottom? Well, apparently it was on the bottom. I messed up qualifying big time because I hit like a 078 after my 2 laps were done, and I seen Cannon go out there with a 078. I was like, yep, there's time on the bottom for sure. And I really didn't think the bottom was gonna stick as long as it did. But there toward the final 25 laps or so, I mean, it was really kind of on the bottom or just below the slick, really. And I wasn't really, I was not really expecting that because I was figuring this should be a hammer down top lane track like Lucas or Charlotte was last week. But it was surprisingly really racy. I enjoyed it for sure. Me and Cannon, we went at it for sure, and it wasn't easy by any means either.
Yeah, definitely was not an easy one for you. You know, I gotta say, you know, this car and on dirt, the line, even though we get some lockdown a little bit with some of the races, it seems like the line moves a lot more. It seems like this is what iRacing tries to produce with the dirt side, normal dirt cars, but can't quite do it because you always have to be searching in these things because that line does change a lot.
Oh yeah, I mean, I felt like even like just early in the race, just trying to figure out like I seen the top was getting good runs on exit. And I was like, okay, so it's there, but it's not really. You're gonna give up a lot on entry, so you're gonna give up time somewhere. And it's just a top lane. I mean, the run's there on exit. You give up so much on entry. Like pretty much that's the middle bottom kind of just became the line to run there, just because you would give up so much time on the top, running on top both ends. I mean, it would be fast on exit, but still, I mean, if it's not there on entry, then you're not really gonna gain a whole lot of time like you want to. But I mean, it was definitely 2-lane track. I won't say it was single. It was locked down on the bottom either. It was racy for sure. I definitely think, and I'll say it again. I mean, these cars yet again show what dirt can be, but it's not, unfortunately. So that's what it is.
You know, it's nice to get the little break and get away from the toxic though, and just have some freaking fun like we did tonight. Maybe not so much last week, but this week definitely a good one.
This week felt a lot better for sure. We didn't have a lot of that toxicity.
And some of it was the track. Week. I just don't think these cars suit the bigger tracks as well as they suit the smaller tracks.
It don't to an extent, but honestly, I thought Knoxville was decent. Like
I think the lack of banking at Knoxville makes the difference.
Yeah, that's true too. Because I mean, the first 12 laps of that race with me, Nevin, and whoever the other guy was, I mean, we put on a really good race. I mean, we were battling it out like crazy, and I mean, the bottom came in late, and it did the same thing like this tonight and I definitely agree. Now the smaller tracks, I think, is where it's at with these cars. Like I think a Lima Land could work with these things. Probably Lincoln, maybe, or like a I don't know.
Weedsport was pretty good too. I mean, like, you know,
Weedsport, considering how it was kind of one line, it was okay for what it was. I mean, it was tricky, but it was okay for what it was. But I didn't mind Weedsport as much. But these smaller tracks, I definitely think
Cedar Lake.
It's at for the
Cedar Lake race for a while.
Cedar Lake would be Cedar Lake would probably be a good one. I don't know about Chili Bowl. That might be a little wild, but
that might be just something fun we got to load in. But it is fun. I did do some test laps.
And you never know. Some of the wackiest stuff, like some of the weirdest combos we've done, it honestly ends up working okay. Actually, sometimes
that might be a week 13 thing.
Well, that's a winner, for the championship finale. Just why not? Well, like a dirt Bowman Gray for the finale. That'd be interesting.
Well, great run here tonight. Thanks for putting on a show as always. Got any friends, family, sponsors you want to go shout out to?
Yeah, well, thank you for putting on this deal. This has been really fun escape, as you said it earlier, from all the other stuff. With considering how bad dirt is nowadays. Guys over at 3D Racing, I got to go join them tomorrow night for racing, but appreciate them for what they all do there. All the guys that showed up tonight, Zach, all those guys, Clint, everybody. Good race to Cody and Jacob, and we'll be back at it again next week.
Mason, we got one more race left. We got UMPs. Yeah, Jacob, thanks for coming out too. And tell Nathan Waddell he needs to unretire his streaming for one race and come out and race one of these and stream it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you want to let's bring in some competition. That'd be good.
Waddell would be good.
Yeah, he would give me a fit,
maybe
I'm
we could
sure.
even get Norwood.
That's
former pro drivers battle it out in ARCA Dirt.
I think you might have a better chance of getting Brett Caudill to show up if you want former pro drivers.
Oh, well, he'll have nothing nice to say.
Well, that's
No,
true
I'm
too.
joking.
Yeah.
No, I like Brett. But appreciate you guys. I'm going to get ready for the UMPs, and I will talk to you guys later.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, James.
Yeah, no
Appreciate it,
problem. Good
James.
run. All right, those guys putting on a hell of a show. We're going to get into the UMP race. It is just now coming up. Let's go ahead and jump over there. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Oh, it hasn't gone over there. So we're going to go ahead and put this up here. And we are going to get ready to jump into that UMP race. Man, what a race. I'll tell you what. I almost just feel like doing the ARCA cars lately because they've been phenomenal. Less toxic, a whole lot of fun. Definitely appreciating these guys for putting on a show. We'll see if T-Clem makes an appearance here. T-Clem definitely catching some bad luck in his race, and his big block race, but hopefully he can come out ahead over here in the UMP Modifieds. Just waiting for that. They weren't bad. They honestly weren't bad. There's a couple. It was Williams Grove. So there's always an incident or two you got to deal with at Williams Grove, but honestly, it wasn't bad. Oh, look at this. Cody Nevin done jumped over into the UMPs. We're going to go ahead and watch these guys loading up into that session now. Who's ready for some UMP action? Let me know in the chat. Got the ugly mods coming out on the track. Let's get loaded into there, and I'm going to grab a water. What tracks for them next week? Limaland next week for the big blocks. I'll tell you what, Lucas Oil for the UMPs. I'm actually excited about this one. Oh, looks like Stephen Gaines is in there. Let's see. We got T. Clem. Basler's in there. Hackney's in there. Clark's in there. Fields in there. Dustin Price. Cody Nevin. I mean, Alex Harper. We definitely got a few people up here in the UMP Modifieds. I'm going to go grab a water. I'll be right back.
On the edge, we don't play it safe. Running that wall, we're hitting the brake. We're burning up dirt, kicking up dust. Ain't nothing like racing with the rest of us. Big as steel, we're tough as nails. One lap closer, breaking trails from green to checkered, all out attack. We're born for the dirt, ain't looking back. In the pits, we're family.
All right, so quick enough. It just loaded into that race session too, so perfect timing. Let me go ahead and...
Hello? This thing working?
All right, UMP Modifieds out on the track here tonight at Lucas Oil. Michael Clark currently out there with the quick time. All right. Let's go racing, says Justin. Yeah, I'm ready. All right, so Michael Clark out there currently with the quick time. Stephen Gaines in second. Dustin Hennigan in third. Keith Hackney fourth. Jacob Fields fifth. Sean Pointer out here in the number 6 spot. Harper. Let's see if you guys have not put down a lap time yet. Who's the number 1 car in here? It is going to be Stephen Gaines is the number 1 car. Dustin Price, Hackney, Clark. It's your top 4. T. Clem is going to be 5th. I don't know what the fuck that was just trying to play. I appreciate it, Jacob. I appreciate it. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. That was a great run for you. I got to update the Twitch. So for the longest time, I neglected Twitch because of their multi-streaming restrictions. So that's why I never updated it, and I do need to update that. Hold on, I think I could do it while I'm sitting here and thinking about it, can I? I don't even remember where to do it. I'm going to have to figure it out later. This practice is just about to come to an end. It is 5 minutes, so about 30-ish seconds left here to the practice. Then it'll be 3 minutes of qualifying, then into some Conti heat racing. It does not look like we're going to get Conti here tonight. It does look like everybody's going to make the feature. So it looks like we're just going to get 2 heat races and 1 main event here tonight. 30 laps for tonight's main event for the UMP Modifieds. It's like, where's my water? I picked up an empty bottle. Let's get ready to rumble. All right, that's going to be the end of practice. Let's get into qualifying. Who's going to be our first victim out on the track? Lucas Oil. I love this track personally. I think this track might get racy. It'll be interesting. Somebody's going to figure out that bottom side. Looks like it's quite slick already. What's up, Asher? What's up, buddy? All right, looks like Blake Henn going to be the first one to jump out on the track. Blake Henn in that number 69 machine. He's going to take this race. This is a top split official. Top split official for the UMP Modifieds. Yeah, I would. This would be a track I would make a trip for sure. I like this track a lot. Looks like Blake going to get that first time and set the bar with a 15.436. I don't like to just assume the first lap is quicker on these ones because it isn't always. Yeah. The only one we do Mondays that is open hosted is that ARCA race. Let's go next year. You never know. It's just hard for me. Single dad life, you know? Dustin Hennigan out there. It looks like Michael Clark going to jump out on the track right now in the number 13. He's definitely one to watch out for here tonight. The problem is not bringing the kids. The problem is the cost it gets to travel with the kids. All right, here comes Michael Clark through turn number 3 and 4. Let's see what kind of lap time he puts on. Looks like T. Clem's out on the track right now as Clark comes across second quick with a 15.383, I think is what that is. I can't freaking read it. Or 6'9" or something. I can't freaking read that. Stephen Gaines out on the track in that number 07 machine. Keith Hackney out there. Hackney out there in the number 69 TNL machine. He'll drive. Look, I don't ever let anybody else drive. Jacob Fields with the quick time with a 15.279. As Hackney going to come across the line, he's going to go third quick with a 15.352. Harper going to jump up 8th quick. Let's see if Keith Hackney is able to pick up the pace any here on lap number 2. He's going to come across the line. Stephen Gaines going to go 2nd quick with a 3:18. Sean Pointer out on the track. Don't count him out. Pick up Brian too. As they come out of turn number 4 across the line. Pointer going to be deep in the field, currently 13th. Doesn't look like Cody Nevin has put a lap down. Is Nevin in here? He is. Oh, Nevin is not even in here. He's registered, but not in here. Darren Shores. There's Nevin. Nevin's going to be showing up just in time for the heat racing. Let's get ready for heat race number 1. Starting on the pole here tonight in heat race number 1, it is going to be the 007 of Jacob Fields. Outside of him, it's going to be Blake Henn. Starting inside row number 2, it's going to be Dustin Price, I believe in the number 33. Outside of him, it's going to be Keaton Holder. Starting inside row number 3, it's going to be Jackson Morad. Outside of him, it's going to be Alex Harper. Then rounding out the field here tonight in the number 4 and row number 4 on the inside, it's going to be the 20 of Sean Pointer. Outside of him, if he makes it in here in time, it's going to be the number 11 of Cody Nevin. He made it. These guys going to roll out off the starting grid to get 2 laps of pace in here tonight. Who's it going to be here in heat race number 1? Let me know in the chat. What are your predictions? 8th to 3rd. Everybody makes it, so. Everybody makes it. So we'll see how hard these guys push in. Nevin could make his way up through. There's some good cars in this, though. Stephen Gaines is a great pick. That he'll be in heat race number 2. Jacob Fields putting down a heater. I think it's going to be hard to beat Jacob Fields in this one. Yeah, Stephen Gaines is. I like seeing Stephen Gaines do good. He's worked a long time. He's worked hard to get to where he's at. As they head down the back straightaway 2 by 2, looking for the green flag this time by. Who's it gonna be? Green flag is out as Fields gets on the gas out of turn number 4. Great jump by Blake Henn up on the high side, but Fields is going to clear him into turn number 1 and 2. Dustin Price down low in that number 33. Henn looking for the middle. Can't quite get there. He's going to have follow Fields into turn number 3 and 4. Going to be Fields leading lap number 1 as they come down the front straightaway looking for turn number 1 and 2. 8 laps here in heat race number 2. Will they be able to hold on? Let's go check. Looks like Nevin has only grabbed 1 spot as he rolls up underneath Harper. He's looking for more as the 14 of Jackson into Sean Pointer. Sean Pointer up the track. Sean's not going to be happy with that one as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Pushes them up off the track out of turn 2. Harper and Jackson going to get together down the back straightaway. Harper's going to pay for it. Battle's going to be for second up at the front as Blake Henn rolls the bottom. Dustin Price up high out of turn number 2. Henn to that number 2 spot. Here comes Price down low into turn number 3 and 4. He's going to dig out of turn 4. Drag race down the front straightaway looking for 1 and 2. Back in line goes Dustin Price as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Fields going to step it up off into the mud. Down the front back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Contact! As they come out of turn at number 4, down the front straightaway, going to be 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Dustin Price stalking the 69 of Blake Henn for that number 2 spot. He's got the speed. I think he might be quicker, but Henn's going to get a great run through 3 and 4. He's looking up underneath Fields with 2 laps to go. Reeling them in. They are reeling them in as they come through turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Hen. Down low. Hen's going to shove it in. Up the track at 3 and 4. Cut down by Fields. Fields going to take Dustin Price with him down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. This is what Fields needed. He needs Price to get up underneath. Out of turn 2. They touch. Out of turn 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. One last time. It's going to be Jacob Fields taking the win. Who's going to take second? Hen second. Price, Pointer, Holder, Nevin, Harper, and Morat rounding out the field. That was an exciting race for the lead. Definitely an exciting race for the lead, as we are going to get ready for heat race number 2. Starting on the pole here in heat race number 2, it's going to be the 07 of Stephen Gaines. Outside of him in the number 69, it's going to be Keith Hackney. Starting inside row number 2 in that number 13 machine, it's going to be Michael Clark. Outside of him in the number 16, it's going to be Dustin Hennigan. Starting inside row number 3, it is going to be the number 21 of Tony Basler. Outside of him in the 97, it's going to be T-Clam. Starting inside row number 4 in the number 76, it's going to be Trey Baker. Outside of him in the number 0, it's going to be Darren Shores. 8 laps here in heat race number 2. Remember, we got no Consi here tonight. It is going to be straight to the feature. Everybody going to make it as Hackney and Stephen Gaines roll that front row down the back straightaway. Who gets heat race number 2? Let me know in the chat. What are your thoughts as they head for turn number 3? Gaines has been on point lately, but you can never count out Keith Hackney or Clark, especially in these. I don't want to count out anybody in this heat race because I know they're all good, but we know Hackney and Clark are some of the best over here in the UMPs. Yeah, Hennigan's a good choice too. Definitely a good choice too. As they head into turn at number 1 and 2 down the back straightaway, who's it going to be? Oh, I got to stretch a little. That's the one thing about doing these long nights on Mondays. Green flag is out as they come out of turn at number 4. Big jump by Stephen Gaines. Hackney going to slide in that number 2 spot, but here comes Michael Clark down low into turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. We got Clark down low, Hackney up high. This is what Gaines needs as they come down the back straightaway looking for turn at number 3 and 4. Who's it going to be as they come out of turn number 2? Clark rolling that bottom side. Oh no, Trey Baker goes around out of turn number 2. Baker goes around out of turn number 2. Hopefully he's facing the right way. Looks like he is now, as here comes Hennigan looking for that number 2 spot. He's going to slide Hackney. No, he keeps it low. Hackney with the run on the outside. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. It is going to be side by side for that number 3 spot. Down the back front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2, here comes Clark. Clark up underneath Hennigan. He's going to slide. Oh, we got a wreck. We got a wreck at turn number 3 and 4 as Hackney goes around. Big contact there. I think him and Clark, maybe, I don't know who got in the back of Hackney, but Hackney goes around. He's going to be starting deep in the field. It is not it. Slide job by Clark, cut down by Hennigan. Gaines is enjoying his lead as these guys battle it out for that number 2 spot. Dustin now back up to second. Here comes Clark out of turn at number 2 down the back straightaway looking for 3 and 4. Nose to tail. Hennigan holding that spot through turn number 3 and 4. Out of turn at number 4 down the front straightaway, going to be nose to tail here as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Will Clark try to make another move down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. He's stalking the 16. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go. Down the front straightaway into turn at number 1 and 2. One last time as they come out of turn 2. Here comes Clark looking down low. Out of 2 down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air. Give that win to Stephen Gaines, Hennigan, Clark, T-Clam, Shore, Basler, Hackney, and Baker rounding out the field. All right, we are going to go ahead and stack them up for tonight's main event. 30 laps here tonight, and that will be it for me tonight after this feature. We'll see if anybody in the top 3 make it into the Discord. Hackney's got a lot of work to do. He's going to be starting 14th. Not the easiest place to pass. Tight racing. It's going to be awfully interesting to see what happens here. But let's start with tonight's starting lineup. Starting on the pole here tonight. In that 007, it's going to be Jacob Fields. Outside of him, in the 07, it's going to be Stephen Gaines. Inside, row number 2, in the number 69 machine, it's going to be Blake Henn. Outside of him, in the number 16, it's going to be Dustin Hennigan. Starting inside, row number 3, in the number 33, it's going to be Dustin Price. Outside of him, in the 13, it's going to be Michael Clark. Inside, row number 4, in the number 20 machine, it's going to be Sean Pointer. Outside of him, in the number 97, it's going to be T. Clam. Inside, row number 5, in the number 57 machine, it's going to be Keaton Holder. Outside of him, in the 0, it's going to be Darren Shores. Starting inside, row number 6, in that number 11 machine, it's going to be Cody Nevin. Outside of him, it's going to be Tony Basler. Then rounding out the rest of the field here tonight, starting on the inside of row number 7, it is going to be the number 10 of Alex Harper. Outside of him in the 69, it's going to be Keith Hackney. Then rounding out the field here tonight on the inside of row number 8, it's going to be Jackson Morad. Outside of him, it's going to be Trey Baker. It looks like Dustin Price did not grid up. That means that whole bottom side is going to roll up. You're running Cup Series at Bristol Dirt. Nice. The ARCA, well, I don't know. Bristol's a big one. All right, pace truck pulls off as they head through turn number 1 and 2. You know, the old Gen 4 at Bristol Dirt was phenomenal. That was the setup, if you ask me. Looking for the green flag into turn number 3 and 4. Jacob Fields and Stephen Gaines. Green flag is out. Green flag's out as they come down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Fields going to slide through. Oh, well, he's going to roll the bottom in turn number 1 and 2 as the top side's cooking down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Side by side, racing all the way through the field. They're trying to make it 3 wide per second, back to 2 by 2 as they still look like they're pacing because they're still side by side how they started. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Here comes Fields starting to get that advantage just a little bit through 1 and 2. Going to slide up the track out of 4, but leaves an opening for Gaines. Gaines takes it. He's going to leave that time by as they head into 1 and 2. Fields backed out of it, not the wall. Gaines, and as they come out of turn number 2, that might cost them not only the lead, but might cost them second as they head into turn number 3 and 4. How do we get into something like this? This is top split official, so just to give you an idea, the lowest car in this split is a 42-44 I rating. Down into turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be Gaines leading the way. He's got Dustin Hennigan all over the back of him, down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Dustin looking to put on a show here tonight as they come out of 2, down the back straightaway. So who's your picks out there tonight? Do you guys have picks here in the feature? It looks like Stephen Gaines looking pretty good here tonight as Fields. I'll tell you what, Fields might be in tire conserving mode. He might be expecting some cautions and some late race restarts, rolling the bottom, taking care of those tires as they come out of turn number 2. It is PC, yes, correct. It is PC. Preferably to have a wheel and not a controller, but I'll tell you what, there are some people that are really good on a controller. Down into turn number 1 and 2, top 2 driving away. Right now we are watching Jacob Fields trying to hold on to that number 3 spot. Here comes Blake Henn. Oh no, he's going to get shuffled out in the 69. Falls back as Pointer. Where did he come from? Has made his way up into the number 4 spot. Here comes Cody Nevin in that number 11. He is rolling the bottom down into turn number 3 and 4. He's going to throw the slider. Go! He parks it on Pointer's nose in 3 and 4. He absolutely clobbered him. He didn't even really park it. He just knocked his nose up over the cushion onto the flat as they head into turn number 3 and 4. He slides the 13 of Clark. Clark back up underneath them. Clark going to dive up underneath in turn number 1 and 2. Slides Nevin into 1 and 2. Cut down by Nevin. Nevin's going to have a good run out of turn 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Slides in turn number 3 and 4. Cut down by Clark. Back and forth for that number 4 spot as they touch down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. That's the important part. That is the most important part. Got to get that PC. Oh, Nevin into Clark. Clark hard on the wall. Caution flag comes out. Oh. Was there net code there? Oh, there was a little bit of net code there, but I think he was going to get him anyway as we get the caution flag. Looks like Stephen Gaines leading the way. Dustin Hennigan in second. Jacob Fields, Cody Nevin, T. Clem, Sean Pointer. We're going to re-rack him, restack him now. This is going to be awfully interesting here. This is going to be awfully interesting. You know, Sean Pointer and Cody Nevin got together a little bit earlier in this race, and they're going to be starting nose to tail up on that outside. Let's see how this goes as they head through turn number 3 and 4. 11 laps in the books. It's going to be 12 complete when they take the green flag almost to the halfway point. Will they survive? So Stephen Gaines in that 07 machine. He's got the 007 of Jacob Fields. I feel like Jacob Fields has been saving some tire here. We're going to find out pretty quickly here. We'll see how that goes. It looks like Clark might not be in good shape in that number 13. We'll see how he's able to run as the green flag comes out. Green flag comes out as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway, looking for turn number 1 and 2. Oh, T-Clem into the door of the 11 through 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, looking for 3 and 4. Side by side into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Fields up underneath, trying to get that run. Can't quite do it as Nevin's trying to hold on. Here comes T-Clem up underneath. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, looking for 3 and 4. Look at Fields continuing to roll that bottom side. It might be coming in for him as they come out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. They are jawing each other on the track as they head through turn number 3 and 4. T-Clem hard into Nevin's door. Down the back front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Nevin in that number 11. He's going to slide up in front of Pointer. Pointer going to get up underneath. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Sean Pointer. Down low, side by side out of turn number 4. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Still side by side. Rolling that bottom side is Sean Pointer up underneath Nevin out of turn 2. Down the back straightaway. Pointer going to get in line. He's going to jump up to the outside. Here comes T-Clem behind him. They're 3 wide out of turn number 4 just behind him. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Nevin in that number 11 trying to reel these guys in. Stephen Gaines enjoying the lead. Dustin Hennigan in second. Jacob Fields in third as they get 12 more laps to go into turn number 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Battle for that number 4 spot, or 4 spot. Pointer's going to try to get it. Backs out of it out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Pointer down low, rolls that bottom side. Can he find his way around Cody Nevin? He has definitely been racing him clean. Nevin did get into him earlier. Much respect for Pointer to try to keep this race heads up as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. T-Clem going to slide into that number 5 spot. He's going to try to go back to work on Nevin. Looks like Clark continuing to have issues at the back. That car is junk. He is struggling with that number 13. That is unfortunate for Clark as we got a battle for second. Here comes Fields in the 007, slides up in front of Hannigan. Hannigan back with the cut down, up underneath into turn number 1 and 2. Tries to slide it in. They're going to slide together up the track, out of turn 2, down the back straightaway. Move Jacob Fields up to second. Fields going to roll through turn number 3 and 4. Can he catch our leader with 7 laps to go? 7 laps to go as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Gaines continues to lead. Jacob Fields in second. Hennigan in third. Nevin and T. Clem are your top 5 as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Oh, Pointer into the wall. He had a handful there as they head down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Somehow Pointer held on to it as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Jacob Fields going to continue to lead as we got battling back here. Here comes the 76 of Baker. Baker got turned around in his heat race. He's making his way forward. He's up 9 spots right now to the number 7 position. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. It is going to be 4 laps to go as they cross the line. Great battle here between teammates as Pointer up underneath T. Clem into turn at number 1 and 2. And the battle for third is starting to pick up. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Nevin all over the back of Hennigan down the front straightaway. Oh, Nevin blinks out a little bit, pops back into turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Fields is catching Gaines, but I don't think he's got enough time as they come out of turn number 4. It is going to be 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. Battle for third definitely picking up. We're going to keep an eye on this battle. Can Fields get there? Down the back straightaway through turn number 3 and 4. White flag is in the air. They're going to get that 1 lap to go. Fields is there knocking on the door. One last time around through turn number 1 and 2. Gaines going to lead this one out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. One last time. Give that W. Almost contact. Give the W to Stephen Gaines. Jacob Fields in second. Hennigan, Cody Nevin, T. Clem, your top 5. Good win for Stephen Gaines. We'll see if anybody jumps into this one. And for an interview for this one, anyone in the top 3 going to be Stephen Gaines with the win. Jacob Fields in second. Going to be Hennigan in that number 3 spot. Cody Nevin in 4th. Going to be T. Clem in 5th. Sean Pointer in 6th. Trey Baker in 7th. Going to be Holder in that number 8 spot. Hen in 9th. Shores in 10th. Going to be Basler in that number 11 spot. Morad in 12th, Harper in 13th. Going to be Clark in 14th, Hackney 15th, and Dustin Price in that number 16 spot. Good win for Stephen Gaines. We'll see if any of those top 3 jump in. We'll give them just a minute. Great racing here tonight overall. I'll tell you what, that ARCA, just can't beat that ARCA series. That is amazing. Fields didn't join that one. That would have been great if he had. I just realized that. Hopefully he joins next week. All right, I do not see anybody in the Discord. We'll give it like 1 more minute. Hope you guys enjoyed the racing here tonight. It has definitely been some action-packed racing. But I think that is going to be it for tonight. I don't see anybody out there in the chat. We're going to go ahead and call it a stream. Appreciate you guys as always. Until next time. Be safe and have a good night.
Feel the thunder roll, the clays flying, engines blowing full. Side by side, leaning into the fight, chasing that checkered flag at night. We're burning up dirt, kicking up dust, ain't nothing like racing with the rest.